All right. So, happy Kwanzaa, Steve. How you celebrating?
We're gonna drink some big truck dually beers.
Hmm. Okay, I feel like that's. I'm not even sure how to take that right now. That's not a Kwanzaa activity, just so you know.
What was this? The Kwanzaa activities.
Well, it starts today.
I know. What do you do?
I don't really know.
You like play games?
I don't fucking know. Like, I think like
Can you play
for
beer pong?
Hanukkah, you play like you got like dreidel and shit. But like, I don't think we have games for Kwanzaa.
Do you bet on dreidel?
I would.
I have.
Well, yeah, you do, cause like the fucking gold coins, right? I thought that's what that was. So when I used to teach, my co-teacher was Jewish, and look, I was a little dumb back then. You know this, and I don't say things to be offensive. I just say things because I'm stupid. So she's talking about dreidel, and she's like trying to explain to the kids how to play. And I was like, it'd be really cool if like we like bet with the coins because they got these gold coins, so we can like. She was like, well, first off, that's teaching the kids to gamble. And second off, that's not like here. Let me show you how it's played. And I checked out. I was like, I don't care how it's played. Let's just play some bets. But I was also trying to say, let's take the marks off of it and like put like real numbers on it. I think that's what really offended her. Oh well, fuck her. I don't know. We used to do Kwanzaa at grandma's. I don't know. I mean, I know it's to celebrate the new harvest and everything. I remember I had a talk with a friend. They were talking about holidays. I can't remember. I remember the conversation was kind of. I don't want to say racist because this has nothing to do with race, but it does. But it was like basically like this time of year is about Christmas, not Hanukkah, not Kwanzaa, but like he was equating Kwanzaa to religion, and I was like, well, Kwanzaa has nothing to do with religion, so you're wrong there. And also, if you do Christmas, you do Christmas. That's cool. You do Hanukkah, you do Hanukkah. That's cool. But like Kwanzaa is not a religious thing. Like,
I don't think people who celebrate Christmas for the most part are doing religious things either.
yeah.
I'm not saying maybe thank you Jesus.
My grandmother said the prayer, and then afterward, what did she say? She said something I didn't know it was supposed to like go around, because she didn't warn us. And guess she said, and I'm thankful for family. Then she looks at me, and I look at her. I was like, "What you looking at me for?" And then everyone looks at me and was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm thankful for family too." And then I look at Sarah, and Sarah's like, "Thank you for welcoming me into this family. I've been here for many many years with you all during Christmas, and I really love it here. I appreciate it." Da da da. Then we skip the kids and go over to Tracy's girlfriend, and she says something similar. And then Tracy, my cousin Taja, Bruce's daughter, Santana wasn't there yet, but it was just one of those weird things where it's like, hey, yo, you can't just be adding new traditions to the prayer, Grandma, without telling no one. You just looked at me like I was fucking stupid, and
Just put you on the spot.
yeah, like, well,
Sarah gave you the mic drop, yo.
well, the thing is, they don't ask me to do prayer anymore. Like I'm not blasphemous or anything, but I just let them. I was like, look, that's not my thing. So just stop asking me.
Next time you should hold your hands like this and say some wild stuff.
I will go into the seven tenets of the Satanic Church. No, because like Sarah and I were talking about that because there's a clip. I don't know if I sent it out. There's a clip they tried to like get Satanists on Fox News. They tried to basically make him into a joke. And when he started talking about the seven tenets, you could see they felt kind of fucking dumb because they thought it was gonna be something like dark and like hateful. Really, what it is like, nah, just be cool to people. That's what it kind of boils down to. All seven. It's like one of them's like essentially talk about your body is your body. Do what you do. Doesn't say it that way, but that's what I got from it. And then Sarah and I kind of had a debate about that versus the Ten Commandments. She was like, well, that's telling you to be a good person too. I was like, yeah, out of fear. Like, thou shalt not, fucking worship another God. That just feels weird. She was like, then she started asking questions like, I was like, I wonder, do you think there are other gods and like they all fought? And it just came down to that one. I was like, I don't know.
Well,
Sarah.
then if you want to get deep, it's like, well, who created God? Did he have a godfather?
I'm more interested in Norse
Godmother?
gods and shit like that. Tell me more about Odin.
Speaking of that, these Charger uniforms, they got thunderbolts down the leg. I've never seen before.
They shouldn't be called the Chargers. They should
like-
just be called the Thors, the Mighty Thors.
Yeah.
I'd be
There's
a
a Madden, like a relocation team.
Yeah.
Which, ironically, if you move the team to San Diego, which they left is one. It's those colors, and it's called the Aftershock, though.
Dumb.
I was like, if that was a real team, though, and you scored a touchdown, the stadium better shake.
Yeah, of course. They better
Now,
have
that would be tight.
the lightning bolts across the
Yeah.
screens and you got to go all in. But yeah, it's Kwanzaa. I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Oh, here, I got you a Kwanzaa gift.
Because you knew it was Kwanzaa.
So, this bag I reuse, so I'm going to ask for the bag back. And it's funny is one time it said happy birthday, and I was like, I was bringing it for Christmas last year. And Bay was like, it says happy birthday, you can't bring it. And I just wrote Jesus underneath.
Nah, she don't know.
I was like, happy birthday, Jesus. Problem solved.
Well, like, I reuse everything. My happy birthday bag, I reused it. I even reused the happy birthday balloon and gave it to Charles because his birthday's a month later. And I got him some porns and a bottle of lotion. Yo, that was thoughtful. Well, I'll go ahead and open this here on air.
And we have Sophie's present, too.
Ah, fuck that kid.
On
God
the
damn.
Yeah, I mean, putting it in a bag was silly.
Okay, it's heavy as fuck. You should have you should have put a rock in a box and just wrapped it up like 20 times. And maybe open it. We did that once. Okay.
You say you wanted to get down.
Oh, I feel like we're about to get... we about to get really down. Hold on. I got to go get a wine mug, son. Thank you. I appreciate this. Oh, some sangria. Oh, fuck this beer, son. Appreciate
We had
this.
a debate of which one to get. That was Baya's choice.
Will it get me drunk?
Yes.
Then all choices are right.
Well, I mean, we got what? How much bottles of wine? 25?
6.5 bottles of wine.
Oh, yeah. Serving.
So, I brought this up at Christmas dinner. Because my grandfather, he'll have like a little glass of wine. You know, he's a responsible drinker. My grandmother, you know, if we go out to dinner, she'll get a pina colada. She's responsible. I don't drink around them because I'm not responsible. But my cousin Taja, she brought a bottle of wine. And I was like, oh, hey, say, man, what you got here? So I'm looking at it. I was like, you mind if I, get a taste of that? So, yeah, go ahead. So then Santana shows up. Santana pours a glass. First off, Taja got the balls to say, bring me a wine glass. I was like, first off, we are from Detroit, Michigan. We don't know what a wine glass is. You better get yourself a plastic cup or a jar. Drink that shit straight out. So as we're talking about wine, I told her, I was like, look, girl, I can tell already you got some cheap wine. I drink my wine out of boxes. And they all laughed at me. I was like, what? You laugh, but I drink my shit out of a box because you get 6.5 bottles of wine.
Yeah, so Baya's been trying all types of wine. So I've had more types of wine in the last few months than I've had in my whole life.
This is key. It's gluten-free.
Nice. But yeah, so she prefers sweeter wines, and I like the red ones that have like a little fizz to it. I think the best, or even the white wines. I like a little fizz in mine. But the other day, well, I told you about the wine we threw away. It was so bad. I mean, it tasted like that really strong, like 15% beer we had, but it was a wine. It was gross. It smelled bad.
See, look, this motherfucking TVB listening to us. Wine commercials coming up now.
This made me think of something for some reason. What the hell did I...
You talk about the bad wine that you had to pour out.
Yeah, but no, Ed Norton popped up. What movie did I just see him in? Oh, it was a mystery movie on Netflix. I knew there was one other movie I saw this week. But it was wild in that movie. It's just, at one point, there was a painting of Ed Norton in the background because he plays this pretentious rich guy. And it looked like the Fight Club painting, though.
Ed Norton playing a pretentious rich guy?
He plays that well.
No shit. All right, hold on. Let's dig into the sumbitch. Fuck that vodka over there. I was about to get down with that, and it was about to be a rough night. Instead,
But yeah, I've been liking them. But again, I chugged my wine. I don't know how to drink wine.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you chug it?
Oh, but so where Bea's been liking the sweeter wines. A wine we had yesterday at a Christmas party, it was a complete opposite. It was like no fruit flavor at all. Like, to me, it tasted like just the alcohol part of the wine with nothing else.
It sounds like terrible.
Yeah, I was like, ugh, this is like no flavor.
Try to get in on this.
Yeah, I'll try some.
I'll get you a mug in a second. Well, I was gonna. I was about to fill this up with it. Oh my god, I was gonna fucking be blitzkrieg. Um,
Yeah, this time I didn't bring extra beers because I was like being careful. But yeah, I mean, there's one.
there's wine. I mean, you can't make me look bad by making me drink this by
I'm
myself.
driving a. Well, I'm not driving.
Yeah, you're
Driving.
Ubering a different car tonight.
Thanks for driving, Bea.
Oh shit, Sarah took the one mug upstairs. Stand by. I'm gonna go get mugs.
This
All right, we are back. Had to run up, grab some glasses. I got Steve a beer. Or I'm sorry, a wine mug. It says Jits bitch on there. That's my friend's mug. And then that same person, Jits bitch Tony, she sent me this one. World's best BJJ account, official wine mug.
damn, this shit's good. This tastes like
It
hot
smells
juice.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
So yeah, I was when we were at the store. We're like, we gotta get Dante a box of wine because he likes box of wine.
That's
Which
always
would you
cool.
prefer, white or red? Because I was thinking red, but then Bass noticed at the party you like this
Yeah, it was
whatever
tasty.
white wine. But then I was like, that doesn't mean anything because me and him like any wine that they'll have.
Yeah, you're just trying to get me fucked
It's
up.
like,
I'm gonna drink
I could prefer
anything.
red wine, but if someone has white wine, I'm gonna drink that.
Yeah, I mean, I
If someone has
assume
pink wine, I'll drink it.
yeah, I assume I like red wine, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't care.
Taste
But
wise, this
is
is
good.
really good.
This is real good. Let me get into this beer real quick, and then back to this wine.
They are stark. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Very different.
Stark differences. I actually added to it.
I already wrote down my score because it was good.
What's the percentage? This is
Let's
tasty.
review this one. This is called Dooley, and it's got a picture of a pickup truck with the double wheels. Hence Dooley
I'm mad at it.
Double IPA.
Is there any more in there?
Yeah.
Let me get a small touch real quick.
So we got, and it's from Big Truck Farm Brewery, out of it's Maryland, but I've never heard of Parkton.
Parkton.
I assume it's up in Frederick. The way they got this pickup truck, they got a Go Terps license plate on it. It's always wild to me, by the way, when you see these trucks with the double wheels in the back and they're 100% spotlessly clean. What you got the
You know
work
what that's
truck
about.
for?
You know what that's all about.
You got your work truck to not do anything with work?
It's like, oh, let me show off. Show off what, bitch?
His 7 miles a gallon.
What's percentage on it?
So, what's the thing with this? Blah blah blah. They joke that it'll knock your not your socks off, but your shocks off.
Okay.
With both aromas and flavors of spicy, piney, and citrus from Big Truck Farm grown Chinook and Centennial hops. Which is funny is I don't know nothing about hops, but Centennial and Chinook are very common, at least in this area. Oh, this is wild. It says, Eldersburg.
Eldersburg, I know that place.
But it said Parktown, so I guess Parktown's near Eldersburg. All right. But 79%, so good percentage.
79, that's
And
good.
it's a tasty beer.
It's real tasty.
I feel like it's not over the top with the fruit flavor.
I can taste the fruit flavoring, but it's not aggressive.
So it's almost sometimes the fruit flavor can be too overpowering.
Yeah.
Where I like the taste, but then it's like it's a little more filling. This is very crushable.
Very, very. Yeah, I just chugged both versions that I had here.
Ooh.
I'm going to give this, because I like this a lot, I'm going to give this a 7.7.
I gave it a 7.9, like the alcohol
I
percentage.
thought about it. I was like, I like it. But that's touching too close to 8 for me. I don't know if it's an 8 for me, but 7.7 is pretty fucking good for me.
Yes, that gives it a nice 7.8. That's the highest beer in a while.
We've had some pretty.
We've been in the solid sevens lately. We haven't had any bad ones. I mean, 8s should be rare. Maybe one day we'll have a 9.
I mean,
It's gonna be like a 50% alcohol.
oh wow, I could only imagine.
'Cause it's funny that last beer we did that was really strong. It ended up not getting a terrible score because of how high the alcohol was.
Yeah, but it was still not good. But we had the one joint. It was
funky.
like The one joint that was like 18% or some
I
shit.
think we did a one that was 32. It was like that weird limited edition. Maybe it was 18.
Speaking of limited edition, so I heard that Hennessy Gold. Apparently, you can't really get it here in the U.S. I don't know how my one friend got it, but apparently, see, I was watching, I saw it. Apparently, it put you on your ass. And once I heard that, I was like, is it weird that I want to try it now? It's like not just try it, but I want to go on. And they said they have 4 or 5 shots. I can already tell you when something says gold, you probably don't want to do 4 or 5 shots.
I don't know if I've had Hennessy.
I don't like anytime that I have it. It's like I want to say one of those moments where it's like, oh, somebody brought it. I've never like had Hennessy in the home. Like I've never had a bottle just sitting up there on the fucking mantle. Like, yo, trying to hit this Henny? Like, nah. But I got a birthday coming up. Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
What's the Cristal? I'm always curious what that is. I mean,
like,
what it tastes like.
Overpriced. Is
Yeah,
what it tastes
because
like.
I mean it's overpriced, but then it seems like what's for like top shelf liquor, it's underpriced. So it's like, is this like what's a brand that's like in between, or well, like people consider like some people will consider like Jose
Yeah.
better tequila, and Jose is pretty shitty tequila.
But the thing
But
is,
it's more
like,
expensive than the shitty tequila. It's like a in between.
What's your exposure though? If that's the only tequila you've ever had, of course you're gonna think, oh, this is good quality tequila.
But I used to think is it was a little more expensive than the cheaper tequilas. Like, oh, this is quality tequila. But then you see, there's tequila way more expensive.
Oh,
The best tequila I had was in actual Mexico,
it looks a little aggressive.
and it was papaya flavored.
The-
And they told us that American tequila is nothing like real tequila.
I'm sure.
And it tasted significantly better and smoother.
All right, let me get a little pour here. This looks a little aggressive, so I'm not gonna go too heavy.
Yeah, this is our last of the Christmas winter, which the winter ones have actually been pretty good.
Yeah,
I think our first one was bad, but they've been better than expected. This one's got a little kick to it.
It looks like it would have a little kick to it. Let me move this box of wine because I got to fill it.
I was a
I'm
little
gonna knock
surprised
some
at the
shit over.
percentage.
What was I gonna say? Something. Oh, so my teammate or my old teammate, he brought over that one tequila. It tastes like orange. Like it's fucking dangerous. I still have the bottle, and it reminds me every time. I was like, I gotta find some of that. It's fucking delicious, but
This is pretty good. Again, it's that weird, like it's got those spices, but it's done well.
all right. I'm gonna take your word for it, but sometimes I take your word for things, and I'm like, son, I hate you. So, right now we're in the middle.
It's a winter warmer. It's Christmas time. We got gnomes on here.
This is decent. I like it.
Yeah, like we've had some bad spice beers. The
Yeah.
ones we've been having lately are actually pretty good.
Well, like looking, I was like, oh, that looks like a spicy one. And I'm not into this, but no, this isn't heavy on the spices enough, and this is good. Look at us, just back to back reviewing shit, son. Like we're fucking professionals.
We got wine. We're about to get sloppy.
Hey, and don't forget that vodka's still sitting there. I might end up just laying on this floor tonight and just going to sleep. Like,
This one will be a tough one to when I talk about it. I don't know what these words say.
Oh, that sounds German.
It's Belgian, close enough.
Yeah. They all burn the Jews, right? Am I right? Well, I shouldn't say it. Today's the last day of Hanukkah. I think that's blasphemous.
Dang, Hanukkah's still going on.
Yeah, 8 crazy
That's
nights,
not
son.
fair.
But I
I
think
used
I think they only get like a gift per night, whereas Christmas we can get
Isn't
like
it 8
4
presents?
gifts. Yes,
I might have got
that's
like
solid
4
though.
total.
But I think they're like trash presents. There's like a pocket knife, like dumb shit like that. But like for fucking Kwanzaa, we gotta like do homemade gifts, which that immediately disqualified that from our household. After that, I think we did Kwanzaa like 3 years, growing up like high school. It was fine. It was fun. It was nice. Got the family together. You know, we talk about unity and all the other fucking candles. After like the first one, I forget what the others are. I know unity's the first one. Like, oh, tight, unity. What else? I don't know.
Every
But
time I hear Unity, I hear UNITY in my head.
every time I hear Unity, I think about the Dave Chappelle skit with Rick James. He punched Charlie Murphy in the head and goes, Unity. He punched with the Unity ring. Oh, that shit was great. Um, but yeah, since we're drinking these beers and we haven't even talked about any football yet because all the games are on Saturday. It's fucking weird.
Shit was wild. If you're a Green Bay fan, you had a great week. Green Bay needed like 10 teams to lose, and they all lost.
Yeah. It was like with Detroit, I was like, okay, everybody lost. So
Yeah,
Detroit's still
nothing
in
really
it.
changed except now Green Bay's in
Yeah.
the mix.
But then Green Bay won. It's like, oh,
So yeah,
fuck.
even with like Washington, we're still in the same spot because everyone lost. So Seahawks lost, Detroit lost, Washington lost, Giants lost.
So wait, what's Washington's what, 7?
7-7-1, I believe. Let's see.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense because
Yep.
Detroit's 7 and
And
8.
then
So yeah,
Seattle 7-8, Detroit 7-8, and now Green Bay is 7-8.
So yeah, basically, if Detroit could have won, they would have jumped into that spot.
What's wild is Carolina's now 6-9 with a 3-1 division record.
That's crazy. Fucking Carolina.
With all the shit they went through, if they make the playoffs.
How many
damn.
quarterbacks have they played this year? 3 or 4?
I mean, they played multiple coaches too. Like,
Jesus Christ. And then traded their fucking starting running
yeah,
back.
and who's arguably perhaps the best running back in the league.
They just said, fuck it. We're starting over. And then, and they are, though. They're doing great. I
Yeah,
would say
that's
great,
a
but
trade that
doing
seems to
well.
have worked out. So they'll have some picks for McCaffrey. They've been winning since they got rid of McCaffrey. Then San Fran's won freaking 8 in a row. Hottest team in the
Really?
league.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're 11-4. Like, and they're winning with whoever's at quarterback.
Yeah, they don't even care. I think they called my grandfather and asked him if he wanted to get under center. He declined. So he was like, nah, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. But yeah, that's crazy. Give me a couple games. Like, what happened here?
All right, that's not worth mentioning. That's not.
I guess that's Detroit and Washington losing. Good call. Keep those off.
Vikings came back against the Giants, and so that makes things interesting because the Giants are now on that bubble. Their game up.
So I wonder though, like, so that game was, when you look at the Vikings and the Giants, that was a game of two teams that people question.
What's wild though, like where Kirk had some questions on his clutchness, the Vikings have pretty much come back every single game.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, the question of it
But
though is
they're
like,
1 o'clock.
should you have to come back?
Yeah. Hawkinson went off. Jefferson had a huge game. Lions, Panthers. That one shocked me. It fucked up my parlay.
It did not shock
'Cause
me.
I thought that was a guaranteed win.
I felt like that was a trap game. Like, basically, Detroit's been doing well, and then you got Carolina, who's like, they're not. It's like they could win this game, but the expectation is they weren't, and Detroit looked flat. They looked like demotivated, so they deserve that loss.
Bengals beat the Patriots.
Not shocked.
Bengals are hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that does put the Patriots close to the bubble. Let me see where they're at. Yeah, that puts them out
Yeah, I
now,
was gonna say
7
they're
and
out.
8. And Chargers are playing right now, so they're at the 5th seed, 8 and 6. Baltimore's at 10 and 5. So I think Baltimore's pretty much in.
Yeah, they clinched. They clinched with the win.
They beat Atlanta,
Shocker.
which I went to that game. So it's funny I've seen Atlanta twice in the state of Maryland in the same year.
So I was at Sarah's parents' house for brunch on Christmas Eve, and her dad and I are watching the game. Because I guess Sarah brought up an interesting point with her dad. Because I guess his son didn't really watch football. He watched football, but he didn't really watch football like that. And her dad, I think, really likes football. So when I come over, he always wants to talk football. And it's not like I'm awkward and kind of shy, so I don't really want to talk football with him. Because then I'll start going in. Like, okay, let's go. And it's like, okay, you're not there. All right, well, like, but I know you like football, but like, I want to talk about these things, and you're like, yeah, I'm not really into all the stats. Let's just talk about the records. But we were watching a game, and he's talking about the tip shows. Like, dude, anybody out at this game right now is a psychopath because it's cold, really cold. Meanwhile, you were
I
at the
was at the
game.
game, and it was cold is not even a word to describe that. There's like 30 levels below cold is where we were at. Which first off, it was a surprise gift to Bea, so she had no idea we were going to the Ravens game. I did a good job at like tricking her. Like I made it sound like we were going to some Christmas caroling
Oh
type
my
thing in
god!
Baltimore. 'Cause
I
at one point, because she was like, the, that don't get me something stupid now. Give her the guilt trip. Like what? Now you're making me embarrassed by my Christmas gifts. Like come on. Then so she was like, and I was like, there's all I'm gonna say is there's gonna be music. There's gonna be celebrities, so it made it sound like a concert. And then I took her down the wrong way on purpose at first. Then I was like, I took out her Lamar jersey from my jacket. I was like, "Let's go." And she's like, "What?" And she started crying. Then I think she was crying later because of how cold it was. So I got these tickets long ago. Whatever I paid for them, I probably could have paid $1 for them for that day. So we did bring some tequila in our pockets that helped initially. You need a whole lot of tequila. Anyways,
to get to that cold, yeah.
I wore 3 pairs of pants, 3 socks. I don't have boots. I bought boots, by the way, today because I'm like, I'm not being unprepared like that again. Jacket, face mask, scarf around my face, hat on top of that, gloves. We bought multiple of those handshake
Yeah.
things.
That was the jerk
Which
off
those
motion.
are some mystery. How the fuck those things get hot? They worked in my gloves.
Science,
Yeah,
bitch.
it's like, what the fuck is this? You just got heat. Why can't we make this in our house? We don't have to pay the electric bill. We just shake some pebbles. They did not work in my shoes. So the biggest problem was my feet. But I was able to last. We made it to like halftime. Bales was like her feet were hurt. I was like, if it's hurting, we don't have to stay. Like, I understand. Like this just didn't work out. When we left at halftime, almost everyone was leaving. Like it was so bad.
was
People
so-
had blankets.
It was fucking cold, dude. Like brutally cold.
Like I'm pretty sure. Oh, and yeah, and then I just had bad. Like it's windy too, so we had good seats. But my first beer, they're expensive there.
Yeah.
I have it in the freaking drink holder, and I'm like looking. And then suddenly my beer is just on the ground, completely dumped out. It's like I didn't even get a sip. It's like there's $12 that I didn't even get anything of.
Oh, their beers are 12 because FedEx. Those joints were 16.75 or
Oh yeah,
16.50.
Baltimore is cheaper for beer.
All right, I'll keep that in
Another
mind
points for Baltimore
for the
Stadium.
next Colompton field trip. We're going to a Baltimore game because the fucking Washington game, it rained.
Yeah, that's so my 2 games this year.
Atlanta be bringing the
Downpouring
bad
rain.
weather with them, yo.
Yeah, fuck Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then the game though too is like both backup quarterbacks. Riddler is the second game ever. Looks like
I think it's Ritter.
I don't read Riddler. Desmond Ritter. I like the Riddler. That
Yeah,
sounds
Riddler's
like-
tight as shit because that's what I kept seeing.
Yo,
Like,
he
is-
could have been
is
good.
it
He could have
Riddler?
like used that as his nickname, but he wasn't. So good.
Riddle me this: why do you suck?
It is the second game, so who knows?
He threw for 97 yards
Kyle
in his
Pitts,
first game.
both games, like my player in fantasy, it would have been nice to see, was out in the Washington game. So Lamar's my fantasy quarterback. He killed my team, basically. He's out, so it's backup versus backup. The game's freezing. One thing I want to call out, though, it almost made Bad not want to be a Ravens fan, how shitty the Ravens fans are. So we have now proof of a Ravens fan embarrassed of how bad the Ravens fans are. Yeah. The Ravens booed their own team for punting in the first quarter in a 20-degree weather on a 3rd and long at like the 50. Like, do you know how to beat Atlanta? Freaking pin their terrible rookie quarterback back.
Yeah.
Get the ball back. Sure enough, they did, and they scored off that. Like, why you're booing? I guess because they didn't go for the first down on that play. Like, that's smart football. Like, there wasn't going to be much offense that game. It was cold. Like, and I think Hunley was definitely wearing freaking sleeveless.
Yeah,
Man, it's wild.
I saw that. Well, so that's something that we were talking about too. Well, my wife and I actually, because her dad's a Baltimore fan, but he's not like a shitty. He's like an old school Baltimore fan. Is like he likes the Colts. So we got the Ravens. Well, they'll do. Like it's fine, whatever. I'll take what I can get. Oh, you got a CFL team? Gimme, I'll take it. But we were talking about that with like sports fans. Period. So this came up at our Christmas party last weekend, and one of the guys, he and I were talking about football. He's a Ravens fan, call him Baltimore Brandon. I'm a Lions fan, so we'll talk about our teams. I told him, you guys as fans suck. And, he kind of laughed. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, dude, like, you guys are the worst fans. And I'm trying to, like, break this down to him.
Yeah, it's funny when there's articles written, they don't know what's really going, like, the minute they lose, they want to fire their coach. They want to get rid of Lamar. They act like they should never lose. They're they're playoffs and they're booing. I've never seen a team booed in the beginning of a game. That's in the playoffs. Like, yeah, if you're one of those teams that's freaking 4-10, the quarterback can't complete a pass to save his life all the time. And Huntley's been struggling, but it's 20 degrees outside with a wind chill of no matter.
I was like, I don't think
it was way lower. What am I talking about? It was way lower.
It wasn't that warm.
Yeah, it was like 7 degrees. So what are you expecting? Then a guy behind us, one, he's way too drunk, like just being obnoxious, getting annoying, where he's about to.
Your birthday bag might get some puke in it in a minute. Oh, a lot just came back up. I just swallowed it back down though.
But this kid's like, so after, I think it's 6-0 now, and the Ravens have to punt again. This type of game, that's how these games go. These super cold weather games. Mm-hmm. It's not a lot of offense, and he's just like, boo. This is so fucking boring. Field goals every time. And it's like, what the hell is wrong with you?
So this is what Sarah and I were talking about with like sports fandom. And then this kind of connects to that Christmas party. So Baltimore Brandon turns around to Bobby and asks him, Bobby does not like sports at all. Bobby's like a zero sports guy, which is just like, I get it. Like, and one of the things that he pointed out, though, his daughter's been playing softball. So they watched the World Series this year, and they said they enjoyed it. Part of what they enjoyed about watching that was watching athletes play, and they weren't connected to a team. And I was like, I can dig that. I can respect that completely. And then Sarah and I were talking about it with the Ravens fans and just fans in general. It's like you get fans that act like, this team belongs to them, like the team owes them something. And more so here, like in the U.S., because when you watch like MMA, for instance, here in the U.S., if the fight goes to the ground, people are booing, saying stand it up, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't fucking go watch kickboxing or Muay Thai or boxing. Why are you here? It's called mixed martial arts, which includes wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and judo. And then you go watch ONE FC over in South Asia, very respectful. They cheer appropriately. They don't boo at all. Shit like that. So you get over here and it's like cats are like super like you said, this guy's like, oh, this game is boring. It's like,
yeah. Meanwhile, his team is winning.
Like, bitch, like what do you want? Like, yeah, that's like someone like watching a soccer game. Like, this is so boring. They're not scoring anything at all.
I think this is the first time I've seen a playoff team get booed. And then again, this is in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Baltimore fans are slowly becoming Philadelphia fans in the sense of Philly. Their fans threw snowballs at Santa Claus, yo.
But then, like I said, when if they lose shit. 2 games in a row, the stadium's empty. Baltimore downtown Fed Hill's empty. No one wants anything to do with them. Then they start winning, they all come out again.
Dude, I can't wait.
They want to get rid of Lamar, then they love Lamar, then they hate Lamar.
I can't wait until they lose in the playoffs. Dude, I'm excited. Like, I know the Lions don't be making the playoffs like that, but I love when the Ravens make it and lose.
And it's so funny, and I've talked about it before on here. The what you would consider the home Ravens station on the radio in Washington's. Is Washington's super pessimistic. Like, oh, even if we win, we're like, oh, we can't do anything right, which comes with 30 years of losing. The Ravens will act like it's always someone else's fault besides their team of why
But they don't want to give Cleveland credit for that first Super Bowl.
It'll be like, we clearly dominated the game. We're like, no, you lost the game. But the refs screwed us, this and that. You want to see a screw job. Washington got screwed. I didn't talk about it at all. Like, that shit happens.
I mean, it happens.
That shit
it's
sucks.
shitty. It's real
the
shitty.
NFL officially apologized for it, by the way, which means that they were wrong, but nothing happened.
But it doesn't give you the win back.
Yeah.
And
Nothing at all happens.
So fuck your apologies.
We should get a extra draft pick, maybe something like that.
So they do be giving out like those bullshit draft picks.
Oh yeah, and
randomly.
those are like the commissioner decides. Like, there's not even like a set rule. Some guy will come up with like the compensatory pick or whatever.
Yeah.
You get the 27th and 30th.
Like, let's just give it extra first round
And
pick.
it's like, I don't like rules that are. To me, I would try to make the game as black and white as you can in terms of it's either this or that.
Yeah, for sure.
Stop these judgment calls.
Hey, but for real, fuck Baltimore.
I'm one because I mean Bale watches them. I'm cheering for them, but it's just like it was nice to hear. I had no influence on that. She was like, "Yo, I almost don't want to be a Baltimore fan anymore. Like, this is bad."
I mean,
So I was like, I don't understand why they're booing. They're punting. They just pinned Atlanta within 10 yards on a terrible team. That's how you play those teams.
so
What you don't do is go for it on the 50, don't get it, and Atlanta gets a glitch field goal from getting 10 yards.
So to be fair, I mean, all teams have shitty fans. Like, even when I was up in Detroit, you could see the shitty Detroit fans. But the thing is, it's like Baltimore is like all the fans are shitty. It's like the few Baltimore fans that like I fully associate with, like that are close to me, that are my friends. I don't consider them bad Baltimore fans. Like, they cheer for their team. You know, if they're losing, you know, they criticize, but they're not like, you know, we got to fire the coach. They're not like, we got to bench Lamar or we got to trade him or don't pay him. You know, it's just basically like, look, we know. But I think part of that, though, too, is when they're like talking to me, they're like, well, look, this guy knows the tough end of losing. So we can't really talk too much shit because at least they're not Detroit. I mean, and that's the thing that's, you know, kind of shitty with that, too. It's like, okay, so let's say Washington next year turns it around and turns it on, and they're fucking beast. Let's say they start off 13-1. You know, does it then become a thing of expectation? Like, we expect to win. We lost the first one, but we won 13 in a row. You get to game 15, and it's like, it doesn't go your way. Do the fans become entitled? You know, like, same with Detroit. It's like, if Detroit, had won 6 out of 7. You know, right now 6 out of 8. You know, is there an expectation that they're supposed to be?
I mean, it starts forming. I know Washington was like, you know, now that Taylor lost 2 in a row, it looks like we're going to go back to wins.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you know, like last week they're like, oh, they're going to stick with Heineke, you know, for next week. And it's like, okay, and then he loses. It's like, okay, like, that shit happens.
And what's funny, too, is I mentioned this, like, Rivera keeps doing just enough to, like, keep his job. And I feel like part of what he's doing, though, is not picking that definite quarterback, so he always has an excuse. We'd be good if we had the quarterback. Like, motherfucker, you freaking picked all these quarterbacks. He picked freaking... I mean, we've had like 6 quarterbacks since he's been here, and they were all his boys. Taylor Heineke's his boy. He was with him in Carolina. That's why he brought him here. He traded 2-3 picks for Wentz. That was a disaster. Yeah. And maybe Wentz plays good the rest of the year. I still don't think they're going to keep him next year, so what's the point of all those draft picks?
I can't see it. Like, I can't see Wentz. Like, because I don't think...
It's going to be expensive if we... I think he'll be a free agent. So, I mean, he's making $20 million this year, so if we're going to re-sign him because he looked good, it's going to be $20 million, which if he has the same win-loss as Heineke's like $3 million.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like the team responds to Heineke. They play. They seem happier on the field. Like when Wentz was there, they seemed miserable. Seemed like they weren't trying.
Yeah, either way, they need a quarterback.
Yeah.
They should have maybe went after Baker. Although no, I just don't have confidence that
I don't think
we can pick a quarterback. And I feel like they keep picking a quarterback to give themselves a reason why they're not succeeding.
I think also the ideal too. Like let's take Carson Wentz for instance. It's like, yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy. He's a young enough guy. Number 2 pick, so the talent is there. So there's this built-in ideal that like it could work out. If it doesn't though, there's the automatic excuse. Well, you know what? He wasn't wanted with his other 2 teams either. So it's not that big a deal if he fucks up here with us. But you still got to think about that price tag.
Yeah, and it was 2 draft picks. I think he had to play a certain amount. But it would have been
that was a bad interception.
Yeah, why'd you win backwards though, little?
He held his hand up like, hey, no. Don't tackle. I'm running out.
Yo, I don't know if you noticed. Oh, what's the receiver for Seattle? Doug
Metcalf?
No, the other one.
Fuck.
Blanking on his name. We've had a lot of drinks.
Yeah.
This last one, I was like, ooh, my head's tingly.
That one got me, and I'm on my second mug of wine right now.
The friggin' Baldwin, right?
Oh yeah. Doug Baldwin.
Yeah, someone. I don't know if you've seen this, but like, there's a clip of him that pointed out how he, watch him. Every catch, he just goes down because he don't want to get hit. Like it's every catch, he'll just be like he's great at making it look like he stumbled down. Like,
yeah, I did see that compilation.
Every time you're down,
I did see the compilation of that, and I was like, yo, that is actually pretty fucking funny.
And I mean, he does a good job of making it look legit, like why he fell. But then when you're like, damn, every time you catch the ball, you end up on the ground.
Nick Foles.
Yo, that guy's
wow.
Who's he on?
What's that?
Is he about to come in for the Colts or something?
No, he started for the Colts.
Oh, shit, I didn't know. Oh, yeah.
Neither did he.
Did they just pick him up? Because I feel like he was a better option than...
I feel like he was picked up, but I don't know. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling fucking toasty right now.
Yeah. Oh, with that said, tons have been said about how great Herbert and Burrow are, which rightfully so. But Trevor Lawrence, is he the guy? That man's improvement from this last year to this year, I think he's at like 27 touchdowns, 7 picks.
So I think part of it, though, too, is... I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him, because looking at that game on Thursday night in the rain, good coaching, good play calling. He didn't make any crazy throws. He made a lot of safe throws and did all the right things. He ran when appropriate. And when you look at it, it's like, yeah.
He came in with all the hype and maybe, I mean, he was in a bad situation at first.
I mean, you had Urban Meyer as his coach, and they were thinking, oh, the college coach with this, college rookie coming in, this should be great. Urban Meyer's fucking dumb.
Looked at for a most improved player. Because his number, I mean, he threw a lot of picks last year. But yet to throw 7 interceptions on your second year is pretty freaking ridiculous. Look at where Jacksonville's at.
They're in first.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
they're in the playoffs.
Tennessee lost last week.
Most improved player is definitely Trevor Lawrence.
So I don't know if that should count for a rookie though. He was a rookie last year.
But still, the most improved. I mean, the what his jump is crazy.
I don't know what Peyton's jump was, but Peyton looked pretty fucking not great his rookie year, and fucking looked really good his next year. He didn't get most improved.
I feel like it took a few years for Peyton, but his first year was a disaster.
He picked up quick.
But I mean, look at Trevor. All right, here we go. Rookie year, 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions.
Yeah, he was a rookie with a piss poor coach.
59%.
And a bad team.
3,600 yards total in 17 games. So in 15 games, he's 3,700 or way over that. He's going to pass that. So 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 96 QE rating, and they're in the playoffs.
I'm not saying he's not. I just don't think that the comeback or the most improved player counts from your rookie year to your second year. Like the hope is you should improve. I don't know what the qualifications are for most improved player. Like if you have to play for X amount of years or some shit, or you have to, be this, and then come back from that. But I mean, kudos to his numbers though, because he's my quarterback.
Yeah, now I was just looking at them now. Which of those three would you want?
So who is it? Joe Burrow,
Herbert.
Herbert.
Herbert kind of regressed this year a little bit.
I would
He's had
take.
injury
I would probably take
injured
Burrow,
receivers.
but it's close with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, the way Trevor looks now.
And the thing is, out of those three, two of those were number one overalls, Burrow and Lawrence. So I would probably take Joe Burrow, but Trevor Lawrence. And the thing is, though, Trevor Lawrence, I think, is doing more with less.
Oh yeah, Burrow stacked that receiver, and they got him his boy.
Yeah.
I mean, Jacksonville got him his
So-
boy for ETN, and since
Yeah.
ETN was a freaking beast.
So that's the thing, though. They're like, yeah, we went out and got him Christian Kirk. I was like, I mean, you got him, but I feel like you could have gotten better.
Z Jones, how you gonna get 103 touchdowns, and then the playoff game I need you got me less than a point?
Dude,
That's rude.
trust me. I was looking at both our games.
I was like, is he even playing? And I see, oh, there's a target.
Yeah. I think he had like a weird, because I remember you text me. It's like, I don't even think he's playing. And then he gets a target, and it's like, it was a weird throw. It was like, I don't, you shouldn't have said nothing. Just let it be.
Yeah, the Jets defense is ridiculous. I think people are gonna forget how good Bryce Hall was before he got hurt. So they got a good running back. If they can get a quarterback, I think, and then I think it's clear Zach Wilson's done.
I was trying
So he got benched
I was
in
trying to
the game.
argue for this dude. I was trying to protect him. I was trying to defend him. I was like, it's not Zach, and it's Zach. Oh, and then lately, all the posts that have been going up about how basically Trevor Lawrence should have been that pick. Like the Jaguars lost 15 straight, and the Jets ended up winning 2 meaningless games, which took them from number 1 and put them at number 2, and they ended up with Zach Wilson and not Trevor Lawrence. But the thing is, too, we say these things looking at, okay, well, this player's doing this for this team, but would it be different with the other team? With the other team, maybe it's the Jets. Maybe they can't groom a quarterback. I mean, they did have Sam Darnold early, too. He's in Carolina. They picked up Zach Wilson. He's probably on his way out. Like, when was the last time they really had, like, a good quarterback that they drafted that
They got
meant
Joe
anything?
Flacco, but they refused to go back to him.
That sucks. They should have. Because then, Garrett Wilson would have had some yards, and I would have probably fucking won my game this weekend. Dicks. Fuck them.
Yeah, they didn't throw any balls to him. Well, he got 4 catches.
Yeah, and then they credited him with a fumble that I don't know if he had possession of the
Is that the
ball.
one? Oh, yeah, that's the one he threw it. It looked like he just threw it kind of straight up.
Well, it got kicked out of his hand.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's right.
He didn't make a football
In slow
move.
motion,
So it's
and
like,
he got
nah,
kicked.
man, that was an interception. He didn't have possession. So I'm just
Man,
trying to
that
get
was a fumble loss.
I'm trying to get my 2 points back. That's all. I don't want my loss to look
Man,
that bad.
if you're a quarterback and you got credit with an interception off a kick out of the dude's hand,
Man, they get credit with worse. Like, there be some interceptions. I feel like there should be interceptions that, look, if the receiver, fuck that up,
oh yeah, the
that
ones
shouldn't count against the QB.
that bounce because that's a huge impact on your QB rating, and
if it's
especially if it's right to you in the hands or pops straight up to the other teams. Like, what the fuck?
if the quarterback overthrows them or just throws into piss poor coverage, yeah, that's your fault, homie. You dumb. But if your receiver runs the wrong route,
Oh yeah, we don't even know those. Like Aaron Rodgers kind of implied the other dude ran the wrong route.
yeah, he was talking about Christian.
The dude who gets all the
Watson.
touchdowns. Like, he's like, he wants touchdowns. He got to run the right.
Yeah, and of course, after hearing that, and I looked at it this week, I was like, of course he ain't gonna fucking throw it his way. I mean, he threw it to him. He had receptions, but he wasn't getting the numbers that I needed to win. But I think all my players could have gone off, and I think I would have still lost because his team went off. And it seems like him and his wife, when I played both of them, I think my last loss was to his wife, and then I just lost to him. where I'm in the process of losing to him, and each time they had a random ass player just go off, a player who hasn't been. Well, to be fair, his receiver that went off has done well the last two games, and then this game. But it's like
Oh, that's the thing.
you
I
weren't
was
playing in
looking at
that.
people like advancing. Like, one is they were fortunate, no major injuries. So I'm like, look, not complaining about my team, but I'm like, my team is far different, and my team is kind of built with Lamar, and it was like, once he went out, I was like, oh, because my Ravens players are now useless.
Was I was looking at the draft. Um, I think like out of all my picks, I think I had like three players left. Like I was just dropping players because I'm always active on the free agent market. Who who's the running back? Is it Seattle's running back, Kenneth Walker? I drafted him, dropped him week two.
Oh yeah,
Dumb.
I was stacked at running back, and then there's different times I've dropped people. I had some good. That Tennessee receiver was real good, but then got
Yeah.
hurt right away. Came back, blew up. But then whoever they're playing at quarterback. Oh yeah, that dude sucks.
Any random guy.
What is that guy's name?
Which
I
one?
can't
The
remember.
rookie?
Tennessee's rookie. Yeah,
Miles.
he sucks.
Yeah, it's not good. They're like, is he the future? No.
Definitely not.
Um,
But yeah, that's interesting now. Like the NFC has a lot of people who can make the playoffs. I like Jacksonville's up in the mix, 7-8. Yeah, Baltimore's in, and Chargers look like they're gonna win this game. But yeah, Miami keeps losing. Miami's lost 4 in a row now.
yeah, Miami's.
Miami's trying to get out of playoffs.
Yeah, they said they didn't want to do it this year.
So yeah,
They
with
text me.
them, they're only a game up of New England, the Jets, Tennessee. Yo, Pittsburgh could somehow sneak its way in.
I would love it. I would love for Pittsburgh to make it. They lost though the other night, right?
No, they won.
They won.
Yeah, that was a
Oh,
upset.
word.
Because I had that game picked the other way. Who was that?
They play Vegas.
Yeah, they beat the Raiders. The Raiders are
Really, I thought that
they
the Raiders
fucked up.
won.
13-10 Steelers. And I know this too because Devontae Adams did absolutely nothing during my playoff run.
All right, man. Let's rate this beer. We started talking about it. We just like
Yeah.
went away from it.
You want a little swig?
Nah, I'm good. I do.
Okay.
This
I like
wine has
this
been
one.
fucking me up, dude.
So, oh yeah, this is the one.
Yeah, with all
It's
the
nice with an N. So, N nice, ice,
Okay.
and ice. And then, what is that? Chauffé?
Chauffé. Yeah.
Chauffé. Nice chauffé. Now, this one I'm going to try. By Brasserie de Achauffé.
Son, you may as well just say the
Achauffé,
percentage you want.
Wallonie, Belgium. So basically, it's from Belgium because we're cultured.
Okay.
And yeah, for once, I feel like the notes describe it. It's smooth and strong with spicy notes of, well, I don't know what thyme tastes like, and carousel. What's carousel? I know blue carousel.
No, I was
Blue
thinking,
carousel makes everything taste good.
I was thinking about kerosene.
It's a winter ale. So what's noteworthy, it was tasty, is it is 10%.
Oh wow, really? That changed my whole perspective on life, and it was delicious.
Oh, and I was feeling it because it's tasty. Like, it's not a bad spice.
No, not at all.
I don't even know. I can't describe it well, but it's not.
I expected it to be aggressive, and it wasn't.
It's like a much better Guinness.
It's smoother, for sure. It's not as heavy, so I like it. I like it a lot. When it was 7.9, I like it a lot. That 10 really helped it.
Dang. So I gave a 7.9 to the first beer.
Yeah.
I think I prefer this one. And it's 10%. Damn, I gotta go in the 8.
Oh, ooh,
Got to.
yeah. You kind of forcing yourself in.
I'm gonna wait one. That's giving this
give
an
it an
8. We
even
haven't.
8. All right,
we
I
need
like it.
All right. I finally got my drum machine hooked up. Now I gotta get the Mac Mini set up to sample into the drum machine. I can't sample into it yet, but I can make my own music on a keyboard. But we need a sound for an eight beer. Like, Dun, 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 dun.
I'm actually in the process of getting another thing with the fucking soundboard and everything.
Yeah, I want to make some clips to put in here and our theme song. But yeah, so that we haven't had an 8 overall, and it just makes it in quite a while.
I'm feeling good.
And it's our last Christmas beer. We got some gnomes on here building a fire.
Gnomes are weird to me, dude.
They're drinking while making the fire.
That's even weirder.
But yeah, they look kind of weird. They're bent over.
It just gets weirder.
Gnomes are creepy.
Oh.
There's so many people that collect gnomes.
Yeah, like, oh god, yeah. What is it with that shit? I wish a motherfucker would say something about me collecting action figures. And meanwhile, they got a fucking garden full of gnomes.
Yeah, it's creepy.
I will fucking kick their shit over.
Gnomes are creepy. I gotta say, baby dolls kind of creep me out.
Yeah, they fucking dude. Like my kid has like dolls, and sometimes I'm just like, what? Like there's like a little bench at the bottom of the stairs, and she had like I guess Sarah's old like kid sister doll.
Kid sister.
Yeah, and it was sitting like I actually took a picture of it because it looked super creepy when I came down the stairs one night. I was like, I'm not fucking with these dolls, yo. Yeah.
Did anyone actually have on My Buddy? Because I remember the commercial now.
I've never met.
And there was like the male version. My Buddy. They tried to get.
Well, I feel like My Buddy came first, and then Kid's sister came. But the goofy thing is, I've never met a person with a fucking My Buddy.
Yo, I would be so sad if I got a My Buddy for Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, looks like it was a turnover anyway. Way to go, Herbert.
Can you think of any like terrible gifts you've ever had? I know one, but I don't want to say it on here.
Oh, please, dude. Now I need to know.
I'll tell you off.
Oh, come on.
No, I think I've even mentioned it.
So Sarah, it's funny because Sarah and I were talking about like how I don't really remember a lot of my Christmas gifts because we were talking about like when I was in Detroit and Flint. I don't remember those Christmases, and the thing is, I wonder if we probably didn't really do shit. I mean, then the only time I really remember Christmas really sticking is once I moved with my grandparents to Delaware. Then I started remembering.
I actually have a few I want to say off air though.
But I'm trying to think as far as like gifts, like bad gifts.
I've had people
like,
get me stuff that they wanted and pass it off as my gift.
Nice.
And it was a gift to themselves.
I love it. I love it. I would do that. Like I'm great at that.
And when I tell you what it is, you'll be like, yeah, how is that to you?
My wife has gotten me things that are just like, so I had to make a rule for her to, because she would buy me like, because she loves just buying like dumb shit just for the sake of it. And it's like, like we're gift givers. We love it. Which the ironic thing is this year we barely got each other gifts because, all the shit went to the kid, but we couldn't think of anything for ourselves because we buy all our own shit throughout the year. So it's like, like that one figure there on the table. She bought that months ago, and I knew she bought it because she texted me, was like, "Do you want this?" I was like, "Yeah, pick that up," because they had it mispriced. They priced it at one number, then they charged her for another number, and when she said, "Wait a minute, they charged me this," I was like, "No, you sent me the picture of that on this fucking shelf, and that said this, so you can go back and get your refund on that joint." And sure enough, they did. And then she got me the slippers that I'm wearing right now, because that's what happens when you become a dad. You get slippers. That's automatic. You get slippers.
Well,
it sucks.
I want to get some house shoes.
So
I wanted to just tell you real quick because of how cold it was.
Yeah.
It made me realize, was like, I'm not trying to be the guy when it snows again out there shoveling with my tennis shoes on. So I bought my first pair of boots. These were only $50 at Walmart. Nice. They're way more comfortable than any Nikes I've ever had. Like, I'm shocked at how comfortable they are.
So what blows my mind is you like never own a pair of boots. That blows my mind.
I had some Timberlands in high school because it was cool.
And
I'll never forget, I made a bad decision. As my mom, which usually was very tight money, so I didn't get expensive gifts from her. But there was one year she was like, I think she got money from her mom to buy me boots, and she took me to the store and was like, they recommended these snow boots, probably perfect boots. And then I saw, and the Timberlands were on sale, way cheaper.
Make the move.
I think it was $79, and the winter boots were $100. And at the time, as a kid. But Timberlands were like the in thing.
Oh, of
And
course.
the guy even said, he's like, these boots are way better. Like the Timberlands aren't even that good, and whatever for some stupid. And it's one of those kid decisions that's stupid dumb.
Of course.
I chose the Timberlands. Yo, those are the worst shoes I've ever had in my life. They're the most uncomfortable. They're not waterproof. They look like work boots, but remember in the 90s we used to wear them to the club somehow. And then clubs had to start putting signs on the door, no Timberlands.
Well, that's the funny thing is like they were work boots, and then like
Somehow became dress shoes for a
Yeah.
period of time.
like
But I'll never forget one of the times, and I wore them very few times because they were so uncomfortable. But I remember stepping into high school when it was snowing, so the floor is wet right in the
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
I took one step in, busted my ass with those things. They were like ice skates. I was like, boom. The worst thing I could have got. So these were only $50. I'm like, holy shit, these
Nice.
are so comfortable. I'm like
Nice.
shocked how comfortable they are. But I was like, I'm not trying to be out in the cold again. Or because the only thing that would have made the Ravens game worse is if there was snow and my feet were wet. I would have lost my foot.
yeah, frostbite is a real thing. I had it.
Yo, it was
I
so
was
bad.
close to having it.
Like when I took my gloves off to do our little mini of tequila or just doing something where I needed my hands, it was like 10 seconds. Your fingers are like endangered.
When we walked out of Sarah's parents' house to get in the car, no, that was a rough walk to the car, and the car is very close to the house. That was a rough walk. So, and that's just walking to the car, starting it up and going. Sitting out in that shit in the stadium, fuck all that noise.
I mean, the walk to the car is a long walk. It was cold. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with
Good.
these boots for $50.
Good. I can. So as far as any gifts, like my wife has definitely got me like dumb shit. Like, she got me like this thing called a catch-all. I don't even. It's like a little fucking like bowl. You just throw shit into it.
Like
a
a keys
catch-all
or something.
Yeah. I was like, this is dumb. So the new rule became, I want to say 3 years ago. I told her, do not get me anything that is like basically if it's not going to be used, if it can't be used, do not get it. Use your judgment on that, because we'll get like dumb things, and I'm guilty of doing it too. I would get dumb shit too, because because we like to buy each other gifts, but it just started getting ridiculous. It's like if she shows up for Christmas and got me some floating shelves, yeah, I'll figure out what to do with those, because I got action figures, I got space for the floating shelves. If like those frames up there, I think she did that for my birthday one year. Fucking appreciate it. So now we're working in the right direction. Like things that I'm going to utilize to get me like, and I know it's the thought that counts, but it's like you didn't put a lot of thought into this. So if she got me a mug that's engraved like Off the Mats or BJJ Wiki, that makes sense. That touches the heart. I get it. Or if she got us like new Colompton glasses, cool. You put in the effort. Or another ring light set up here when I record remotely. Things like that. Like things where you're thinking like, okay, what can you use? What would it be used for? It's like this year for her, because I asked her, like, what do you want? Because again, we just buy our own shit throughout the year. So it's like, I don't know, nothing. Don't get me anything. I was like, well, that's fucking. I'm not falling for that trap. Don't get me nothing. Yeah,
That's
okay.
kind of how I was, but I mean, it's because we have some like big expenses coming, and I was just like, don't worry about me. I got some small gifts though; they're good. One was a heater, which was kind of good because remember where I used to live? We never ran out of hot water.
Yeah.
And I would friggin' take an hour shower easily. And I wouldn't be in the shower. I just like running the water. I'd be on my phone.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
steam room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we never ran out. And it was a flat rate for the water. So it's not like it was costing anything. I'm just sitting there for an hour.
So ours is attached to our HOA. So we're just like, just let it
Now that
burn.
shit's like 10 minutes. It sucks. So when I get out of the shower, needless to say, I'm fucking freezing my ass off. So I put that heater in now in the bathroom. Like,
Nice.
all right, let me.
Careful with that, because the
Oh, yeah.
condensation.
For some reason, there's not too much Well, because it doesn't get freaking hot enough.
Do you have a fan?
We
an
do, but
nice. Because like the old place, I know
it doesn't.
didn't.
Oh yeah, that the other place was so hot, the hot water, and then we didn't have ventilation. There was just the walls would just peel like all the paint get mold. But I do miss the unlimited hot water.
I ended up getting her because I saw her wallet was falling apart, so I ended up getting her like a wallet, and I was like, oh, it has RFID protection. So I was like, okay, you got this, cool. And then she's into like all the Disney stuff and wants to go to Disney World, so I got like this Disney Parks like cookbook with like all the desserts and treats from it, which Sophie liked that more than anything. And then she says to me, like we're sitting there, because I actually ordered her one more thing. It should be coming in tomorrow. And she says to me, "No more. Don't order anything else. I want a beach vacation this summer." And I'm like, "Really? That fucking sucks because I don't want to go to the beach." She was like, just a beach vacation. I was like,
But
"Okay, I'll figure it out."
Like my parents were just like, "Is there anything you want?" I was like, "To be honest, I have everything I really need. The only thing I want, I kind of want another curved screen. That's too expensive. You can give me money towards it, and I want speakers so I can hear my whatever stuff." But then I was even thinking, which there's a cheap pair on Amazon I might get. I know they're not perfect, but they're only $70.
So
Because I need powered speakers. But I was like, to be honest, I see myself using headphones anyway, so I should just probably get a nice pair of headphones.
So I said to one year for my birthday, I just told people don't get me a gift, just put money towards me getting a new computer. And I remember we went out to like lunch or something, and like that was the thing. It was like, well, here's $20 to go towards the computer fund. I was like, all right, word. And then as we went out to lunch, like my girlfriend, now my wife, hey, we're gonna take you out to lunch, and then like, okay, the bill comes around. Oh, hey, nobody's reaching for the bill. Oh, cool. I'll just take the $20 that you all just gave me and fucking pay for our lunch, dicks. So it's like fuck everyone for that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really think there's any gift necessarily that I could think of off top that was just so bad that I'm like, this
I
is
definitely have
fucking
some I'll tell you
horrible.
later. They could be listeners, maybe not.
Nah, that'll be all right.
It's
But-
funny though.
But yeah, so yeah, with the fucking cold this weekend, though. So that shit hit on Friday. And I was at work. First off, I was at work and that cold hit. I made it very clear I wasn't leaving the office. Don't ask me to go check shit. I'm not walking out of this building for no reason. If somebody shows up and says, "Hey, I want to look at this," fucking go look. I'm not taking you, dummy. But I got a call from my wife. About I want to say 1 o'clock. Maybe earlier, maybe 11, between 11 and 1. She says, the power's out. I was like, what? Like, the power's out? Okay, cool. That sucks. So, making plans now. What do we do? Like, how do we sort this out? Now, during the day, they're fine. They got the daylight. Nighttime's coming. So I'm telling Sarah's like, first off, check the flashlights, make sure batteries are, good. Power banks. We have like what 1, 2, 3, 4, like 7 power banks in the house. I was like, make sure the power banks, like, check them. I was like, I have 4 of them here with me right now at work because I don't know why I have 4 power banks in my lunch bag, but I have 4 of them. So I charged those at work, and then there one here that was dead, but the other 2 were fine. So like at the very least, we don't have internet, so like the iPad's not even in use. But it's like, okay, at the very least, we can like pull up on our phone, like watch a movie or something with the kid. So I'm in a chat with my neighbors. We're all kind of discussing. My one neighbor's like, yeah, my wife wants to go to, get us a hotel. And the other neighbor's like, yeah, my wife, we're going to tough it out. Now, I said to Sarah, I was like, well, look, I'm going to call my grandparents. Let's just head over there. She was like, well, we're going to my parents' house in the morning. I'm just going to call and give them a heads up. We might come over there, get cleaned up. I was like, either way, that's fine. Then I get a call from her later on. Let's just tough it out. And the first thing that my mind goes, girl, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. All right? But that's a long time ago. Like, It was cold then. I'm not built for these temperatures now. And um, then she goes, "Look, here's the plan. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go out to dinner. Then we'll go see Puss in Boots, which was a good movie. It was fun kids movie. I think I fell asleep briefly, and Sophie like punched me. I was like, "Dad, wake up!" I was like, "What the fuck?" Um, but it was a fun movie. Kind of dark for a kids movie, like extremely dark. But Selma Hayek and that fucking accent of hers, dude, I'll fap to that anytime. Like that voice, love it. But her plan was like, let's go get dinner, let's go get a movie, then we'll come home and hunker down for the night. So we go out, do all that, come back, and basically as we're getting like set up for bed, boom, power comes back on. I was like, all right, word, like we're good. Then Sarah got worried because she was like, the heat wasn't coming on immediately, and I was like, well, you got to give it a moment. The power's been off all day. Give it a moment to recharge itself, and then we're good. Everything came back on. We're fine. We're good to go. Um, but I think Sarah used it as kind of a lesson for Sophie to let her know how much we depend on electricity for everything. And for me, in my mind, I was like, no, we got to be better prepared.
Yeah,
Like,
that's one of the reasons why I got the boots. Was like, I'm not trying to be in the snow, and I got Nikes with that are not waterproof.
yeah,
You know,
that's ridiculous.
and because again, at the game, my feet were the most cold. These aren't the warmest of boots, but they're $50. So I was like, you can wear those double wool socks,
Yeah.
and they're waterproof though. It's a
So
huge
that's
thing.
wild because my grandparents got me for Christmas a couple pairs of double wool socks. I was impressed.
Yo, my dad was telling, which my dad's like overly prepared and has a million, probably has 10 of everything he has.
Of
But
course he does.
he was talking about his, my mom, well, no, my mom kind of told him, I was like, he's got electric gloves and electric socks. And I was like, yo, if I had electric socks and like an electric jacket at the Ravens game, I would be balling. I'd be like, yo, look at y'all, sissies, cold.
Bitch
You just
ass.
have your heater on, no one even knows. It's like, what are these electric socks? I might look into this. Or electric jacket? Like, I can
So
only
I've-
imagine.
I've
if
seen
it lasts
those.
like a few hours.
I've seen those. I'm like, yeah, I'm curious. I'm like, how does that work? But the thing is, it's like I feel like we got that cold blast this weekend. It's like, how often?
Yeah,
are we
it's
gonna
going to
get
be
that?
60 next weekend.
Fucking Maryland. That's that's the shit we get. Because like I'm thinking it's like if I
It'll
lived
be,
up north, that shit's
several
crucial.
times recently in February, it's been like almost 70 degrees on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then March, it snows. End of March.
Yeah,
Early April, it'll snow.
We had an ice storm one March. Like one of the trees got knocked down.
We've had snow occasionally on the first week of April.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was another thing too. Trees were like getting knocked down and shit. Like I was driving to the bank on Friday and just saw a tree in the middle of the road. I was like, huh? So on the way back, I tried to take an alternate route, and there was another tree just in the middle of the road. I was like, God damn, because the wind. It wasn't just the cold; it was the wind.
Yeah. There was one wind at one point in the morning that blew for like 3 minutes straight. It sounded like, and then it was done. But it was just like, yo, are we in a tornado? It sounds like it.
Cool. Austin Eckler scored. The guy I'm playing has Austin Eckler, so it's guaranteed that I did not win. Fuck this game. Fuck those guys. Yeah, the wind was kind of rapey. Like I went out there like once, got hit in the face, and felt like I was being assaulted, and I was like, nope, nope, not.
Yeah, it was wild. I had
there.
one of those face masks and the hat on, but when the wind hit me, I was like, damn, I need eye goggles. I need this part needs to be blocked too.
So this was the interesting thing about having to wear a mask a couple years back. I wasn't wearing a mask because of COVID. I was wearing a mask to keep my fucking face warm, son. Fuck you. Fuck out of here. Like, it was like, I'm not wearing no mask. Like, bitch, it's cold. It's 10 degrees. Put a mask on. Keep your face warm. Plus, you're ugly. Dummy. But yeah, like, the whole power outage thing. Like, it's funny, like, the things that we've gone through, Sarah and I, and then we talk about, like, being conditioned for certain things. And it's like, look, I've been through this shit. Like, as a kid, we were squatters. We were living in, like, just random houses that were abandoned at some points. and it was cold. I don't want to do that again. Like if it's cold, if the power's out, nah. Like we going to grandma's like immediately. It's
Yeah.
like let's head up to Westminster. Your friend's got a big ass house now. They've got plenty of room. As many times as we fucking did some shit for them, I think they owe us. It's not even a game of like, oh, I did this, you owe me. Yeah, but nah, they owe us. We've done quite a bit for them. And it's like the least you can fucking do is let us stay for a night when we don't have any fucking electricity. But I don't think I want to drive way out there though. As long as drive out
Yeah, I
hour
remember
away.
we lost. Remember we had that crazy electrical problem at the old place, and they supposedly had to shut the electricity off, but then it was arcing in the middle of the night. Regardless, we had no heat that one night, and it was freezing, really, really cold. And there was a point I was like, maybe we should get a hotel, but I was like, I don't know. I'm just piled up the blankets. Like it's one night, so we just. I think Brett was talking about that recently. Like he was at like ridiculously cold.
See, the funny thing, so, and I guess it's a matter of, because even like thinking about being here, and I was like, well, look, you've got the heat that's in here, like you're already insulated, so it should, like, you're gonna be cold for sure, but it shouldn't be like
Yeah.
outside cold, so you should be
Yeah,
fine.
usually we actually have the heat off at night because all of us don't like it hot when we're sleeping.
So yeah, that's weird. It's like I don't like it
'Cause
hot when
our-
I'm sleeping,
our,
but I don't like being cold.
Yeah, yeah. But the best is like when it's you're warm in your blanket and then cold, but then that makes you not want to get up.
Yeah.
When you
Oh, no.
take that cover off, it's freezing. Like, nope. I'm
I
gonna
know
stay
those
here.
nights when you gotta pee. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Oh, I had that the other night. I was like, I'm gonna wait."
Like I'm just gonna cool out. I'm just gonna stay here in bed and hope. I'm like I force myself back to sleep. I'm like, go to sleep. You'll be all right. You can make it for another 2 hours. But it's like thinking about how fucking cold it can get, and it's like, cause like Sarah was freaking out. She was like, "Well, I'm gonna take the food out the freezer and put them in coolers out back," and I was like, "Why?" She's like, I don't want anything to melt and spoil. I was like, "Then don't fucking open the freezer. Leave it alone."
Yeah, it's probably good for a while in there.
Yeah, you got a couple days. Like, chill, son. It's just like, no, I just don't. Because I think what happened was over the summer, her friend's power went out, and they did the same thing. It's like, leave your food in the freezer. Like, chill. Like, don't open the freezer for starters. But I think the stuff in the fridge ended up going bad. But it was weird because like it wasn't out for long. That's what was really weird about that. I was like, did all the stuff really go bad, or are you just spoiled? And you think like, oh no, the orange juice was in the fridge without electricity for 4 hours. Oh, we gotta pour it out. Like no, oh no, the water in the fridge is spoiled. Like no, like fuck, like so when people talk about privilege, I'm using air quotes here. That's what I mean by privilege. It's like when you haven't been through some shit. Like it's not even privilege. It's just like being a bitch. It's like when you haven't been through some shit and you really freak out about like some dumb things. And the thing is, I understand because you haven't been through some shit. But also understand that there are motherfuckers that live like that fucking every day, dog.
Yeah, I can't imagine the homeless people that cold. I think if I was homeless in that cold, I just want to be like, I might go to the train track.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna take a nap right here. I hope the trains are running tonight. Well, no, they're taking people in. So
Yeah, I didn't see anyone out.
So speaking of cold people and not having homes, apparently, I guess Texas Governor Greg Abbott, because they're playing this game right now, Florida and Texas, where they're sending like migrants up north on a bus and just dropping them off and saying, yeah, make it their problem. So I guess they sent a bus full of migrants on Christmas Eve to Vice President Harris's home, in front of her home, in that cold ass weather. It's like, well, here you go. Like, yeah, we're gonna send you to a safe haven and drop you off in 7-degree weather when some of these cats didn't have like coats. Like, yo, all right. I'm not gonna harp on this because this ain't a political show. Because I don't know shit, and we know I don't know shit. But yo, quit fucking with people, yo. Like, it's like this border problem is your problem. Like, look, the border problem is everybody's fucking problem. And to use people as pawns in this game is fucking horrible. It's like I can't even imagine being, thinking like, okay, cool, I'm here, like I'm out of Venezuela. That's not throwing shade at Venezuela. That's the first thing that came to mind. But it's like, I'm out of this, this fucking trash country. Let me get here. Like maybe some opportunity might come my way, and they send your ass up to fucking DC in the cold and say, "Here you go,
Yeah,
Bucko."
that shit's ridiculous.
Like, I don't know, man. Like that's how you make super villains. Like one of those little kids right now is plotting. And that motherfucker's gonna be a super genius, and he's going to fucking destroy things. I gotta go piss. My dick hurts. I'll be back.
Yo, look at this real quick.
All right, I feel better now. Whew. So yeah, it was cold as fuck though. That's all I had to say about that. So let's
Yeah, this shit's a vest when they actually get it, but they advertise it as a jacket.
and does it keep you warm?
Well, yeah, I mean, $30. I mean, that's almost worth the risk.
Not yeah. It's 30. It's like whenever I see something that's like
I keep seeing people say it didn't come with the power pack, but maybe you can
like,
buy a
yeah, I
power
was gonna
pack.
say maybe you can get the power pack for like $12.
Got to plug it into my laptop.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like for $30, like what am I gonna really do with $30? Not much. Like I had $1 in my wallet for the longest time. You know what's crazy about that? I can't buy nothing with $1. So, that's I feel like $30 now. $30 may as well be $3.
For my birthday, my dad gave me a $50 bill, and then he told an hour-long story about how he had to get the $50 bill about at the bank, and I mean he had it ended with him talking to the manager of the bank.
I'm not shocked by anything of that statement. That sounds like a Big Kev story right there.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it was funny because the way he was telling it was like he was acting like the bank was ridiculous. I was like, I don't think anyone's gonna be on your side on this story. Because they basically, I think they wanted them to show his ID or bank card that he was a member of that bank before they give him a $50 bill. And he was like, why do I have to show you my card? I was like, why don't you just show it? It's not the police.
yeah, that was something else Sarah and I were talking about. Like, there are a couple, we've been watching TikTok, and on my TikTok feed, I no longer get twerk videos, but I get like police like videos of like doing fucked up shit. And there are a lot of these situations that are kind of fucked up, but then there are some situations where it's like, I mean, if you just showed your ID,
Oh, yeah. The
Like,
times when
you
they're
might
just like
be-
being overly difficult
yeah,
and just questioning everything. Like, I don't have to do anything. I was like,
yeah,
well, this could be a lot quicker. We just show ID and they're going to run it. If you have any warrants, is what they're really doing.
yeah.
I mean, if you have a warrant, then I get why you're doing it. But if you don't, just show an ID and you'll be on your way in 5 minutes.
So that's what I was telling Sarah. Was like last time I got pulled over was 2018, like around the corner. Cop pulls me over. He was real cool. Like he walks up, nice guy. Goes, "Hey, know why I pulled you over?" And of course, I'm not gonna say sure. I was like, "I actually have no idea why." So he goes, "I clocked you at going 50, and this is a 30." I was like, "Well, it's a good reason to pull me over." License, registration. I was like, "Yep, my license here. My registration's in the glove box. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that, hand it to him." He came back, was like, "All right, you know what? You're cool. I'm gonna give you a warning. Just slow down." I was like, "All right, cool." He asked me, where I was heading. I was like, I'm showing my shirt. I was like, "I'm heading to work." Cool. Easy process. Now, I'm not saying, oh, if you just comply, you'll be okay. Because I've seen cases where people have complied and they were not okay. But there are also cases, too, where I see people, like, being overly, like, no, I don't have to show you anything. And you probably are right. You don't necessarily have to show them anything. But you'll probably get out of the situation a lot quicker if you just show them the fucking ID.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, they're trying to bait them into doing something in a way.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, and I get it. There's like, there's two levels to this. And the thing is, just like, look, you show the ID and they're still being a dick. Okay, now it's time to go to, the next level. But you show the ID and they leave you alone. All right, cool. We all win. Get the fuck out of there.
I don't want to be a cop at this day and age, though. With
No.
all the filming and it's almost like back talk, like when to your parents, like to egg the you could push your parents' buttons. That's what they're
Oh, of
doing.
course. Oh my. Oh,
You're trying to get them to react.
speaking of pushing buttons and kids, so my child and I look, man. I don't care about bad words. I don't. I don't care about curse words. They're just words. What Sophie was doing something. I think she was playing a game with Sarah yesterday. It might have been today. I don't know. And she goes, "Oh fuck!" Like Sarah goes, "Hey," and then she looks at me, and I was like, "What?" Like I don't fucking care, dude. Say what you say, dude. Just don't cuss at me. Like if you say, "Dad, you're a fuck," I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
Have you seen one of my favorite, YouTube clip videos? It's the little boy and little girl, and the little boy's like telling on his sister basically, and she's younger. She's real little. They're having lollipops too, and he's like, "I just want to say it wasn't me who said it. It was her. She said a F word." And he's like, "She said shit." And the way he looks at his mom is like, "This is the worst thing ever." And then the mom looks at the little girl. The little girl just starts dying laughing. She's like, "Eee!" It's so funny. It's almost like an evil grin, but it also looks like she's laughing at her brother. Like, "You friggin' punk!
So
You gonna tell at me for that?"
one of the kids in my class when I used to teach, like this kid was like smart beyond her years. She comes over and goes, "Ooh, so and so said a bad word," and my co-teacher goes, "What'd she say?" She's like, "I can't say." And like she smiles, she knows. She goes, "I can't say." And, she's smiling at her. It's like, "Go ahead and tell me you're not gonna get in trouble this one time." Her face lit up. She goes, "She said, bitch." Like you could just see the excitement in her heart to say bitch. And we're like, okay, go along. Like, get out of here. But it's like, she knew. She was like, first I'm going to get this little bitch in trouble. Second off, I'm going to get the opportunity to say bitch. So, here we go. I feel like my kid, like, and I've said this before, she's heard all the curse words. She knows. I feel like part of the time she didn't use the words because she didn't know the context. So she'll hear something, then she'll be sitting there one day thinking, what the fuck does that even mean? And that's why she's not saying it. And then one day she figured it out. Like, is that a fucking bee? Proper context. I can't get mad at you. Or the other day, oh, fuck. Like, I feel like you're all right. Now, if you say, if you're like, this is a fuck. Like, okay, no, you're wrong. You're in trouble. Or, like, I don't know. I don't know how to use bad words like out of context. But I feel like as long as you use them in the proper context, there's no trouble to be had. That's my rule on cursing. As long as you use them properly, you're in good standings with me. Me and my goddaughter got in trouble once about cussing at school. And I remember her mom called me and was like, "Oh, she got in trouble. She was cussing in school." I guess she was wanting me to talk to her about it, which is the wrong person to talk to anyone about cussing. So I had to go pick her up from school. We were driving. Or no, it was when she was coming over here for the weekends. So I would take her out to teach her how to drive in the parking lot around the corner. So I goes, "Yeah, so your mom told me you got in trouble at school? What happened?" She was like, "Oh, I was roughhousing." Was it like roughhousing, like just playing, or were you actually trying to like beat the kid up? "No, we're just playing." Like, okay, cool, no big deal. Okay, cool. One down, one to go. I also heard you got in some other trouble. I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What's that about?" "Yeah, I said a bad word." I was like, "What'd you say?" She was like, "I said shit." And I was like, "Okay, no big deal. All right, so here's the rule. They're just words. But the thing is about these words is you have to understand there's a time and place for these words. In school, probably is one of the times or places for it. You have to be aware of who's around you. And my other rule to it is don't cuss around anybody that's old enough to be your parent, and don't cuss around anyone that's young enough to be your child. Otherwise, say all the fucking bad words you want to fucking say. She's like, okay, that's a good rule. I was like, I think it is too. Also, I don't want to fucking hear you say any bad words. Fast forward to her wedding. I'm walking her down the aisle. She looks at me. I look at her. We're both nervous. And then the door opens for us like to walk down. She goes, "Don't fuck this up." Brought a fucking smile to my fucking face. My heart got happy because I was like, you know what? Proper context. Love this kid. Speaking of which, My goddaughter's with child. I'm
Wait,
so happy.
say it again.
My goddaughter is with child.
Oh,
I'm so happy. I'm going to teach this kid how to drive, just like I taught the mom, the child, and now the other child. I'm so excited. I think we got a bunch of shit upstairs that was like I'm excited because we got a bunch of shit to like
so
just
to make you like a grandfather, godfather.
I don't know, but you know, I'm gonna see if I can petition to see if I can be this kid's godfather too. Like, come on, son.
Let's be grand godfather.
Like, just let me be the grand godfather. It's cool, but yeah, we got a bunch of shit upstairs, like baby shit upstairs that we want to get rid of, and there you go. It's like, here you go, take it, because it's taking up space in the attic. Not that I need the attic for anything, because it's an attic. What do you use attic for anyway? It's cold as fuck up there, so right now.
It'd be cool if you make it a clubhouse.
I mean, I thought about it, but like I'm gonna be
I always thought about that. My parents, like, damn, we have an extra floor.
So the light switch in my bedroom controls the light in the attic. Fucking weird. So I wouldn't want that to be a clubhouse because when I'm out there just partying, having a good time, and then all of a sudden Sarah gets pissed and just turns the light off. Like I was like, yo, that's like grounds for divorce right there. Like, you know I'm scared of the dark. You fucking turn the light off in the attic of all places. Have you seen The Exorcist? Speaking of which, today is the 49-year anniversary of The Exorcist debuting in theaters.
49, damn.
Yeah. They released the movie on December 26th. The director wanted to do it on Christmas, actually. So, good for that guy.
Who's going for a certain crowd?
Yeah, I mean, well, motherfuckers were like throwing up in the theater, like passing out. There's one lady passed out, hit her face, or I think she broke her jaw or some shit. Sued the studio. She won. I think right now motherfuckers are suing like studios for trailers, which is slippery territory. Because a movie just came out, and I think an actress was in the trailer, but her scenes were cut. So people went to the movie to see this actress, and she wasn't in it, so they sued the studio, and they won. So that Avengers Infinity War trailer that had the Hulk in battle never happened. I think we can go back and sue for that now. The doors are open, son. Just saying. Let's go ahead and finish this off and rate it.
Yeah, this was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually had this, but we haven't rated it yet.
Yeah, the can looks familiar.
So, called Hop Electric Hazy IPA by Flying Dog, Frederick, Maryland, and it's supercharged hazy IPA, has juicy guava and tropical notes. One thing that was funny about it is they joked about drinking it with caution. Puts a 6.8. I was like,
Okay,
for the beer club,
relax.
that's kind of low. Oh, we did a 7.9 at 10%, and now you're coming off a 6.8 saying drink with caution?
Yeah, settle down, bitch. Ain't nobody worried about you.
We're professionals here. 6.8, that didn't, nah.
Let's see here. 6.8.
I like the taste, though. It was
Yeah,
a more
was
tropical. It almost feels like this would be a better summer beer. We're
Yeah.
in winter, but it was good.
Hold on real quick. This might be something to see. It looks like a retarded kid. Hold on.
There we go.
The being what's her name?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember he does something. Yeah. I've seen that. He was playing it around. Like, oh, that's one of
Her
so
fucking titties are
I did
fucking
some quick
beautiful.
this or that.
Well,
This was freestyle.
Let's rate the beer real quick.
Oh, shit, we didn't rate it?
I was looking at Nicki Minaj's
See,
titties.
but when Nicki Minaj ended up being a question, not because of me.
Well, I mean, Jesus Christ.
All right, 6.8.
6.8. I'm gonna give it
Frederick.
a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6.8. Just make it
6?
easy.
Oh, damn.
Oh wait.
I
That's.
feel like I was
Oh, my bad.
way higher.
Hold on. That was wait. I like the taste. The 6.8. Let me give it a 7.3.
I was like, damn, I wrote 7.6, and you said 6.8. Like, I thought it
My
was
bad.
pretty good.
I'm like thinking about the. I was like, just give it the fucking alcohol percentage.
That was pretty good. 6. I mean, damn.
Fucking delicious. Well, sixes aren't terrible either.
No, but 6 of them, man. 6 is kind of like.
I mean, I drink it. I'm not gonna buy it, but yeah, I would buy this.
Yeah, this was pretty good. We need more
shit!
wine.
I'm pouring my wine into the wrong glass.
Oh. We drink out of mugs. So I kind of like this or that because it can lead to some discussions. And I think Brett and Bea could potentially provide the this or that.
That's
either
fine.
in person or. So this one, I'd freestyle. So last time the Christmas ones, I looked them up. This is freestyle. And I did like a 90s hip hop one.
Oh,
Which we've kind of done before. Not exactly this format. But then there's some weird random questions thrown in here.
all right.
That
Let's
Bea
go.
threw in on her own. And you'll be able to tell which ones.
Oh, the ones written in Filipino.
I kind of like the drink champs if we disagree. Wait, no. If you can't name... No, never mind. Well, we got this wine. If we disagree, we should drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make up. That's not the drink champs one. The drink champs one is when you don't want to pick one or the other, and then everyone drinks. Because you gotta be political. Like you're friends with this guy and this guy. Oh, I can't pick them. Then you drink.
I guess. I
We'll
mean,
just make our own rules. No.
No.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
I tried to make these tough hip hop ones, and it is our era. So yeah,
Okay.
now there's no modern, and I don't think we have any modern hip hop fans that listen to it. NWA
Okay.
or Wu-Tang Clan.
Dude. You're gonna start
That's
with
tough.
that.
I'm
You're
trying to
starting
make
with
it
that.
tough.
You can't start with that though. You gotta like warm me
That's
up.
really
like,
tough.
Fucking fiddle my balls.
Because if I was
first.
go with my favorite songs, I'm gonna go NWA. If I'm gonna go who has more songs, I'm gonna go Wu-Tang. But then who do I favor?
So who do I? So I listen to more Wu Tang than I would NWA and their collective members. But I feel like NWA spoke more to a lot of shit that I saw as a kid. But I ain't a kid no more, so
It's like we're going down a path. We went to Wu-Tang's path, then we went back to NWA.
NA Wu Tang for the kids anyway. So I'm gonna go with Wu Tang.
Oh, let me think about this. Dang, this is tough because if I was to list out my favorite songs, I think the top 3 would probably be NWA for me.
So if I would say between the two,
And I'm not gonna count the solo albums. Because if the solo albums, I'm going Wu-Tang for sure.
so no, and that's what I factored in there. I factored
Yeah.
in their collective bodies of work.
Because I'm not huge into Dre, MC Ren. No.
Dre is like, I mean, Cube was probably like, I had more Cube albums than anything.
All right, I'm gonna go Wu-Tang too.
Yeah, I mean, Ren, Easy, like the Yella do a solo.
I was the DJ, so I don't
I
think
was
so.
like, I was like, you never did nothing. Like
I don't even think he really DJ'd. Like I think he just because back then they used the DAT machines, so usually the turntables on the stage was just an act.
Yeah, I was
Because
like, well, like,
because
what
back
does that
then
do?
the turntables skipped easily because I was like DJing early '90s. They skip bad. And if you were in a live show, it'd just fuck up the freaking show. So they were actually usually playing DAT tapes and faking. Like if you watch Run DMC and a lot of those performances, sometimes Jay was actually like scratching over top of the beat that they were playing. But if they did one of the songs with those scratches in the song, it was playing out loud. He wasn't actually doing it.
I checked out.
Redman or Method Man?
Ooh, that's tough too. Because I love
Oh,
some
I
meth.
tried to make it hard.
I love some meth, but dude, I'm a Redman fan. Ah man, I'm gonna go with Redman.
All right, I'm gonna go Method Man. We got to drink.
All right, fair.
Yeah, but I agree. Redman's style I like a little more. I like his delivery more, but it's just Method Man's catalog.
Dude, like Redman's catalog is fucking serious, dude.
Oh, I agree. That's why it's close. All these are close, by the way. Oh, I think we'll go the same way on this one, but it's another tough one. Big Pun or Fat Joe?
I'm going pun.
I'm going Pun.
Like I like Fat Joe, but I feel like there came a point after Big Pun died, Fat Joe, he was still a threat lyrically, but he also
Fat
started
Joe's
going,
a beast, but he went a little.
he started going poppy.
Yeah, he got a little poppy, and Big Pun was
And
just.
now, and that's not to say like with when Big Pun collaborated with Joe and did Still Not a Player, but Big Pun still stayed with the roots when he was like
Big
hitting
Pun's.
tracks with the Beat Nuts, hitting tracks with the Terror Squad.
He had certain songs where he just went on and on and on. It was like
Pun,
Spitfire.
bro. That dude was fucking fantastic.
Tupac or Biggie, gotta ask it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like as I got older, I started going more Tupac. Like as when I was younger, it was always Biggie. But as I got older and had a better grasp of like what Tupac was saying, I think Tupac became more of the.
So you going Tupac?
I think I'm gonna go Tupac because of where I am now.
It's funny because I was never huge, and I liked both, but I never loved either one. I think I'm gonna go Biggie, and that's over the beats though. The East Coast style beats I like more. Here's a funny one: Planet Rock or Rocket? You remember Planet Rock or Rocket?
Remember Planet Rock?
The Rocket was the Herbie Hancock song. It was like the first one was like the DJ scratching the dun 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 dun.
Then give me that.
Damn, I'm gonna go Planet Rock. We gotta drink again. Planet Rock that shit still goes hard.
Nah, I don't know that shit. Like,
Doom, doom, doom.
so it takes me back to like
That drum
Detroit.
beat.
It takes me back to like growing up in Detroit and like hearing it a lot. But the thing is, it wasn't fun times, dude.
Death Row or Bad Boy?
So that gets slippery too. Because Death Row, the thing with Death Row is like what they had Pac, Snoop, Dre, what's the other fucking dude's name?
The Dog Pound, Corrupt.
Yeah, Corrupt. Yeah, Corrupt. And all of them were good lyricists. Then you go to Bad Boy. I feel like the problem with Bad Boy is that like it was just that, a juggling act. It was kind of like, okay, we got Biggie. And that was it. You had Biggie. Then you had Junior Mafia, which I like Junior Mafia. You had Lil C's on his own, and that's fine, but he's really
Lil'
just
Kim,
Junior Mafia. When Biggie died, Lil Kim became obsolete.
Wasn't Craig Mack Bad Boy?
Yes, Craig Mack. But Craig Mack,
He was really a one hit.
I mean, he had some tracks.
He had some other hits.
But that one hit was the hit we know. And then you had Mace, Black Rob. Was Black Rob? Yeah, was Black Rob on Bad Boy?
It sounds right.
I feel like he was on Bad Boy.
Mace, I always wondered if he was special or not. I couldn't tell.
I was pretty certain he was special.
But he
So I
wasn't.
saw a little clip on talking about Mace and like coming up.
I know he became a minister, and then he
came
tried
back.
to become back.
But I saw a
money
little.
must have ran out.
I saw a clip. They were talking about like him, like he came up with a Cameron.
Yeah, I heard
didn't know
like
that.
Mace early on was actually like a genius. It's just
Yeah.
he talks slow, I guess.
Fucking retard. I'm gonna go Death Row.
Yeah, I'll go Death Row.
I mean, like as I list off Bad Boy stuff, I'm like, but I think again they just went super poppy, and I'm not against that, but I think it's like depending on my mood.
Yeah. So this one's tricky because you gotta look at, and we'll stay with musical career because both had careers outside of music that are also beasts. But this one's gonna be tough. Ice Cube, Ice T.
So one of the first,
I know you liked Ice Cube a lot.
one of the first cassettes that I ever bought was Ice T.
And then Ice T did a lot of the other side projects with his Body Count, and
Yeah, I mean,
he was a more. Ice Cube was a better lyricist for sure. They both were ahead of their times.
yeah, they were both way ahead of their
Because
time.
Ice T was, I mean, he did the whole crew thing first with the Rhyme Syndicate type thing, where
Yeah.
it was like freaking Wu-Tang, but not exactly how Wu-Tang did it, but it was
But
like
it was the
a huge
precursor
crew.
to the idea.
Yeah, and
I
they
mean,
all went solo, and
I mean, but even with NWA, they were that too. But they didn't go solo by choice of like,
Yeah, that was different.
like they broke up and went solo.
But yeah, Ice-T had kind of like, yeah, he tried to put on all his friends, and then he did the whole punk rock stuff. He did a lot of stuff with metal.
So hold on, gotta take a drink. So Ice T, 6 in the morning. That was the first cassette tape that I ever bought with my own money as a kid. I was in Newark, Delaware. I walked up to Main Street, went to the tape store, and I knew what I wanted. I went in, bought it. I think I bought he had another tape after that. Bought both of them. I was an Ice-T fan.
He put on a lot of people.
I didn't really get into Cube until, I want to say like maybe 94, 95. I would say 95.
I think I need some more of this.
Now, it's just
Never mind.
Oh.
I did the same thing you did. I'm looking at my glass; it's
Yeah,
empty.
yeah,
but
I got the wrong-
we drinking wine out of coffee mugs. My bad.
Yeah, we wild over here. Damn, this is tough because I like Cube because he has that image, but I like Ice-T because his backstory to it all does really connect to the street, and then he came out of it, and now got a song called "Cop Killer." Now you play a cop on TV, so I'm gonna go Ice-T.
I'm going Ice-T too. I think Ice-T was slightly more original. Ice Cube has been known to maybe bite off some people, but Ice-T was. I feel like Ice Cube's slightly better lyricist for sure. But Ice-T, I don't know. I just think everything he did was. He didn't. There was no blueprint for everything he did.
Yeah, everything that he
Like,
did.
yo,
he
I want to
was
do punk
the
rock.
first.
I want to do a heavy metal band. Let me do a heavy metal band. Like, it was just like that shit could have ruined his rap career, but he just did all this shit he wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, he basically he was doing side quests,
And he
in
tried to
life.
put all his people on. Like I said, with the Rhyme Syndicate, that shit was. I mean, he was ahead of his time. And I mean, he just seems like both of them would seem pretty cool to hang out with. But
Yeah.
I feel like Ice-T would be real tight to hang out with.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at hanging out with either or. If you said, "Hey, you're gonna hang out with Ice Cube," and it turns out to be Ice-T,
All
it's
right,
like,
this is a
"You
silly
dummy."
one.
All right,
Vanilla Ice or Marky Mark?
Marky Mark.
Yeah,
Fuck
I'm gonna
outta
go
here.
Marky. Well, Marky Mark was, like I said, he was a legit gangster, even though his music was not.
I mean, because Marky Mark like went on to do other shit. Vanilla Ice went on to do other
But-
shit too, but he
If you went music wise though, I mean, Marky Mark had a little bit more style. Both lyrics were terrible.
So Vanilla Ice did go to a rock style, and he tried to reinvent himself, and I appreciate that. I will say this though with Vanilla Ice, he understands the joke, and he runs with it now.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Whereas Marky Mark is super
he
serious
was
about
super
it.
young, and I mean, they're like, "Yo, do this, and you can be successful." He did it.
Yeah, and he was successful.
I feel like Vanilla. Well, they both actually. I feel like were actually legit, like b-boys coming up. Like,
Yeah.
they felt that shit in their heart.
Yeah.
It just sucked. Marky Mark had a new kid as his brother, and
He was supposed to be in the New Kids.
Vanilla Ice.
Marky
unfortunately came up at the time. He had to follow Hammer.
Mark was supposed to be in the New Kids, but he actually got in trouble, and he had a court date, so he missed the audition.
Yeah, I mean-
so they ended up taking the young kid, Joey McIntyre, instead.
Freaking Marky Mark was beating people's asses back then.
Yeah, Marky Mark was like, "I ain't going to your fucking audition. I got to beat someone who fucking
he,
beat
he
up."
was like, his assault was crazy. And he got off. on
Charges
that
are
already
in.
with Hollywood. All right, this was not written by me clearly, but it's kind of funny. I know what you're gonna. Vin Diesel or The Rock. It's not hip hop, but I don't know why that was put in.
I don't want to pick either.
See, that's a tough one though. It's like, all right, I guess we're gonna go acting wise.
So Vin Diesel's a better actor, easily.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Vin Diesel acting wise.
But it's like, whose movies do I want to see?
I think I would pick Vin Diesel.
Well, see, and that's the thing is like All right, so let me go down the Rock's list real quick. So we got Scorpion King, we got The Rundown, we got Gridiron Gang, we got Was it not Be Cool? Is it Be Cool? Yeah, Be Cool, because that was the sequel to Too
He's
Short.
got a whole bunch of those like not Chris Tucker, Kevin Hart style movies. Although he was in the Jumanjis, I loved.
Those Jumanji movies are so fucking good. So then I go over now to Vin Diesel. You got Pitch Black. We got Chronicles of Riddick. We got Boiler Room. We got all the fucking Fast and Furious movies.
In the Fast and Furious movies, I like his
We
character.
got Triple X. We got
and I actually like Triple
the
X.
Pacifier.
I know that was.
So come on, you know you watched the
Pacifier.
Pacifier.
I didn't watch the Pacifier.
Yeah, you did, son.
I swear I didn't.
Yo, you bought physical media, yo.
I swear
you got
I
the
did.
DVD at home. You probably got the special edition.
I'm
Blu-ray.
admitting to liking Triple X, but I did not see the Pacifier.
I would say, I like a lot of those early rock
Knock
movies.
Around Guys. That was a good one.
So
I liked his scene in that one, his little speech.
Knock Around Guys was a fun movie at the
500
time.
fights?
But when I go back and watch it now, it's like it's really silly. And Barry Peppers being the lead in that movie is a fucking crime. So that's what hurts that movie, is that Barry Peppers should not be the lead. It should have been Vin Diesel as the lead. At least Seth Green as the lead, or even fucking Dennis Hopper as the lead. Anyone but Barry fucking Peppers. I like a lot of those early rock movies when he was cutting his teeth. I don't like a lot of current rock movies. You know what? Both of them have the same fucking clause in their contract, and I fucking hate it that they can't be seen as losing in their fucking movies, like losing a fight in a movie. Fucking bitch asses. I'm gonna take Vin Diesel.
All right, so we took Vin. It's close, though.
Yeah. And I'm only taking Vin because I enjoy Boiler Room. I enjoyed parts of Knock Around Guys and The Pacifier. I've never seen that movie, but
This one I didn't think at first was a good comparison, but they did a versus, so I'm going to go Cypress Hill or Onyx. And the reason why is their fans tend to be the metal slam dance type
So
fans.
I'm going to go Cypress Hill just because
Cypress Hill's got the catalog.
Yeah.
Like it's way more songs.
I couldn't tell you more than 2, maybe 3 songs by Onyx.
So this one, it was a weird. I just wanted to do Digital Underground on one of these, and then my comparison. It's not a comparison, but I was like, "Who is some song? Naughty by Nature."
So Digital Underground had more fun songs.
So I'll say this: Digital Underground, Sex Packets was an amazing album.
Yes.
Like front to back, all the songs. Then every album they came after that got worse and worse and worse. And
Sounds like Sharknado.
They slowly became a R&B group.
So yeah, like
So I would go Naughty by Nature.
They had some fun songs, but yeah, it's like Naughty by Nature. If we're talking about like hip hop, it's like I'm gonna go Naughty by Nature off of that because I feel like I could put them on right now, and like bop to it. I put on
Sex Packets, though, I could bump to this day.
Yeah,
but
that's
there's
probably
nothing else after, and that's their first album.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's probably it though.
You know, they got some like I remember I bought this album. It was called like Future Rhythm. It was like an R&B.
I will say
George Parliament style.
I would say because
like
of
30 years
because of Digital
later.
Underground, we got Tupac.
Yep.
So they get some credit for that.
Oh yeah. All right, the Bea snuck this one in and thought it was gonna be funny, but I wasn't gonna read it and know that she wrote brief or boxer. But then
Like
this
brief
doesn't
or
make sense. 'Cause
boxer?
I go boxer briefs
Yeah, same. I'm boxer briefs.
because I hate briefs and I hate boxers, but boxer briefs, okay.
Yeah, I wear boxer briefs, and a big part of that is when I go to jiu-jitsu, I wear a cup, but I don't wear just the jock strap and the cup. I wear boxer briefs because I'm not trying to get chafed and fucking all types of rashes and shit. So I wear my boxer briefs. I wear them all the time. You never know when a fight might break out.
I'm not trying to wear no tighty whities.
I mean, I
And
would.
the boxers
I
are
would
too
for
loose,
funsies. Yeah, boxers. Like I have boxers, but boxers, it's like a weird occasion. Like first off, they got to be like crisp. They got to be like
They be
brand
like
new,
bunching
out the
up
pack.
because they be like they're too loose.
True.
All right. This one was me. And back to me again. Oh, I see one she wrote, but this one I think's tough. Juice or Boys in the Hood.
So hold up, real quick, before we go into this. I saw a video today, and this shit makes sense. But this also kind of reinforces the idea that there's only 36 original movie ideals out there. The Craft. You're familiar with that movie, the witch movie with the girls, and Juice are the same movie.
friends, one turns bad.
Yep. Yo, play it through your mind, son. It's like you got 4 friends who are sick of being bullied. Both movies, check. You got 4 friends that come into something that gives them power. A gun, witchcraft, check. You got one friend that kind of takes that power and starts to abuse it. Gun, witchcraft, check, check. Okay, cool. Then you got the one friend who's trying to talk some sense into them. Meanwhile, that friend with the power, they're just so far gone, they can't be fucking turned back around. Love it. So if I got to choose between the two, Juice. See,
Boys in the Hood got the sentimental parts of it.
so Juice
When you
has.
first see Ricky get shot, that shit's sad.
Well, there's more to that though too. There's a lot of underlying stuff to that. I'm gonna take Boys in the Hood because there's a lot of underlying like problems from the hood that comes with that. Juice, like
I love the movies, both movies. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead. I don't mean to cut you
like
off.
Juice, the thing that Juice has is like it has friendship, but it has the crumbling of friendship too. And then the question becomes, how tight is that friendship? And that becomes a big question. That's a question. You watch that movie, you start looking at your boys, because you look at your boys and you say, "Yo, are we these 4? And if we are these 4, is anyone Bishop? And if anyone is Bishop, we got to kill that motherfucker."
So I think if I was to rate my favorite movies of all time, these two are going to be right next to each other. And I'm going to probably put Juice, so we got to drink. Juice, something about it, I just love Tupac's acting in that as Bishop is freaking crazy.
There's another thing that came up about Juice too. They're like, "Yo, Juice is a low-key horror movie." And the dude started playing the clips. Specifically, I was like, "Holy shit, it is."
There are points where I mean,
that shit
Tupac
is scary.
gets fucking scary.
No. I remember first watching that, and the elevator scene, that shit alone, because he was just so chill. And Omar Epps like, "What, you gonna shoot me in an elevator full of people?" Didn't hesitate.
Yeah. So dang. Now I want to watch the Juice. God damn it.
So I don't. Hold up.
So the replay value to me too is if I'm gonna watch a movie again, I love Boys in the Hood, but I've watched Juice over and over.
I'm about to actually order Juice right now digitally, because I want to watch it tonight.
All right, so we disagreed on that one, but it's close.
Yeah, it's close.
So this one I feel I didn't like this one. I wanted to do a producer one, but I didn't want to be biased and choose my
Of course.
favorite. So I went RZA or Dre.
I'm going RZA.
RZA.
That's. I mean, they're both great, but RZA, Dre might be better, but I love RZA.
So here's a funny one. I only got 2 more, so we're almost done. Bea threw this one in.
Of course.
Nicki Minaj or Cardi B? This is tough for me.
So I'm gonna be
like
honest.
either.
Yeah, I don't like either, but I've heard more Cardi B at Jiu-Jitsu because Coach Naomi had control of the radio. So I'm gonna go with Cardi B only because I've heard more Cardi B. But Nicki Minaj, she's tight as shit and she's cute. Like Cardi B's cute, but she's like manufactured. She like went and bought all that shit.
But then Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, but she was still cute before she bought all that shit. Like Nicki Minaj, actually, I'm okay. Oh man, Nicki
Cardi
is
B
cute.
was the stripper, right?
Yeah, Nicki cute as shit, and I think Cardi B was like drugging dudes and stealing money, so she a criminal too. So I don't fuck with criminals like that. I'm a good person, yo. I'm a good Samaritan.
So you like Nicki?
Nicki cute as shit. Yeah, she cute. I'm gonna go see, but
Wasn't there a rumor like someone writes her all her songs or something?
I'm not shocked by that. So let's go back to Cardi B.
Drake.
Like musically, I would say Cardi, but if I got a FAP,
I don't know that I actually don't either of their songs.
I don't know if I've heard a Nicki Minaj song other than that fucking Anaconda song. And I never heard the song. Like
So she sounds like a size queen. That makes me want to go Cardi B. So
yeah. I bet you Cardi B
I'll
be
go
taking
Cardi B.
fucking massive cocks, yo. You're like,
I'll go Cardi B. Just I don't know why. I don't even have a reason.
I know a couple songs and I do like them though. I keep burping. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Last one. Then I got to
tight,
pee.
Dude, so do
Bad.
I. It's bad, yo. Yeah.
Drake or Lil Wayne, and this was my one because I'm a big
Why?
voices guy, and style guy.
I
I hate their voices and style.
I hate or not Drake. I hate Lil Wayne's voice more than anything.
Yeah.
But
Well,
But
now he sounds like an old lady that freaking smoked way too many cigarettes.
so actually, now that I think about it, like no, fuck that guy. I hate Drake too, but give me Drake. Like we got to piss.
All right, I'm
yo.
going Lil Wayne. I got pissed
Fuck
so
Drake.
bad. I'm going Lil.
All right, and we're back. All right, so that was a fun time. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really crazy about fucking either of those fucking dudes, but whatever. So movies. So I already talked about Sharknado a little bit, but I'm trying to get through the series. So I watched the third one. You know what's interesting about these Sharknado movies is like as you go on, you appreciate the previous one a lot more because they just get so much fucking goofier as they move on. It's these movies really tell you never be afraid to step up and present an ideal in the meeting because somebody presented that idea. It got a green light. And we got 6 movies out of this. I finished number 3 last night. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's fucking trash, but it's fun trash, yo. Like it's like a beautiful disaster. It's just so bad, but it's like fun. Like I'm watching a movie, like in the way, like when it started off, we're like maybe they're doing a movie within the movie. No, it's just really bad. Any movie that has Tara Reid and Ian Ziering from 90210 as the leads, you know you've already fucked up. Also, I don't like Tara Reid. I know in the 90s, or no, the 2000s, she was like a big deal. I was like, oh my God, she's so hot. She's that chick from American Pie. I think it was funny is her and the Big Lebowski is what made me not like her. Because I listened to her voice and I was like, ugh. That's what you sound like? It's fucking trash. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You sound like horrible. Like, ugh. And then you start looking at her, she didn't really age great.
Well, she had all types of botched plastic surgery, like
Yeah,
really
then
bad.
where her titties get fucked up.
Yeah, like real bad. Like she was young when she had the surgery because she was good looking.
She was
And
pretty.
then
Yeah.
she like, I remember this showed, and they never showed it like obviously full nude. Well, it's probably online. I never
I'm
looked
sure
up.
it is.
But like her boobs were like super far apart. I think it was like abnormally.
That's a lot
weird.
of them though. But I don't know.
And I think she had some red carpet slips or something that
Yeah,
weren't
I remember
flattering.
that one. I remember at least one of them, and it's like, ugh. But that was a thing though during the like mid 2000s. Like, oh no, look, I'm not wearing underwear, and you can see up my skirt. Oh, woe is me. Or oh no, my titty is out. You
Hey, can you
motherfuckers have never
imagine,
seen
like,
titties.
Wasn't it Britney Spears like when wasn't wearing panties, like got in the car and then all
Yeah.
this? But like, why would you go to a award ceremony like that?
Yeah, like
There's
'cause
cameras everywhere.
I think Paris Hilton was the first one to do it, and then Britney like did it, and it's like, oh, you can see her cesarean scar. It's like, like that's wild. And I'm not shaming anybody who had to get cut open to have a baby, but it's like, damn, dude, like a little decency, son.
But yeah, with all the cameras around, why would you wear something like that?
Yo, they wild. But no, Sharknado 3. Look, I would say this because I'm gonna do a So You Like Horror episode on Sharknado. I can't wait. I'm so excited, and I'm not. Like I'm so mad at Ricky for making me fucking do this. I'm pissed. I'm gonna let him know when we start recording. Like I will never forgive you ass for this shit. You are never invited to another fucking episode ever because of this alone. But I do give him credit because he's going back and listening to every episode of the podcast. I'm like, dude, thanks. Didn't have to because those episodes are sometimes a little like hit or miss. Some are good, and then there's some that are just like I didn't even try. Like we just turned it on. I was like, I'm not really. I don't want to be here. I'm pretty sure I said that on air once. Like I don't want to do this. But the serious thing that I watched, I watched a series on Hulu called Kindred, and I actually just downloaded the book. The book is pretty good. The show is pretty solid. The book kind of gets to the point quicker than the show, believe it or not. Like the show kind of dragged it out a little bit. But so what the story is, and I want you to watch it, but I also want to talk about it. Like I want to describe it, but I don't want to fucking spoil it. But you kind of catch on to it pretty quick. So there's a young lady. She's black. She is a writer. She moves to LA. Her aunt and uncle lives there. She's young. It's 2016, I believe. They're giving her shit about things. Just giving her a hard time because she's young, and they're not. I think they're just mad. Like, oh, I hate you. We're old. That's what old people do. I think sometimes. I can't wait. So she has a dream that she's back in like olden times, like slave times, and she sees what she believes to be her mom, and she wakes up. And it's like, oh shit, like okay, like what the fuck. So the show kind of carries on, and it happens again. Now each time that she has this dream, she's rescuing a little white kid. The first time she goes in, the white kid, he's an infant. He's laying face down. So she pops up. Oh, okay, cool. Let me flip the baby over because babies ain't supposed to be sleeping, on their faces. They'll die. They didn't know what SIDS was back in the day. So it's just like, just maybe flip this baby over, fucking around. And then, the second time she goes back in, I think the kid was drowning. It's the same kid. He's older now. So she goes back, boom, boom, pumps him, like with the CPR shit. Turns out she's not having dreams. She's actually traveling in time. And you know me, I'm a sucker for some time travel shit. I love me some time travel shit. And it turns out like now she's actually traveling through time. For some reason, somehow, let's not get into the semantics of it. Just know that she's traveling in time. Back to the slavery times, 1800s. And she's having to save this kid. And that's just kind of to give you kind of a brief ideal of it. It's got some interesting ideals to it because the original book was written in 1979. So when you read the book, it takes place in 1976. And they even tell you in the prologue, this story takes place between March 1976 and July 1976, bicentennial. And with it, you get just kind of this dichotomy when you think about, because the show takes place 2016 to the 1800s. And you have a black woman from 2016 go back then, and a little kid like drops the N-bomb. She's like, yeah, please don't say that to me. Because at the time, I don't think she realizes where she's at yet. But I think also it's just like very jarring because that's how they talk back then. And she's like, nah, yeah, don't do that. Like, are you a slave? And she was like, no, I'm not a slave. Fuck it. Like, fuck, I look like. Well, because also she's wearing pants, and they make a reference to it several times. Yeah, like she dressed like a man. I was like, and even when I heard it, I was like, what? Oh yeah, because like women only wore dresses back then, no matter what. They always wore a dress, which is wild. I guess easy access. I don't know. But you come back to the present time, and she's dating a white guy. Shout out to white guys.
Thank you. Wait.
And then one of the times he sees her disappear and then come back. Like, so she goes back for X amount of time. It's a long time, but for her in the present, it's only moments. So, she discovers that, oh, if I'm holding on to you when I go, you come with me. So then the story gets more interesting because now she takes a white guy back with her to the 1800s. And the story just gets really, really interesting. The series is already completed, so I think it's eight episodes. There'll obviously be a season 2 because the way it ended is like, oh shit, like I need details. I need to know what else happens, which is why I was like, I got to get the book and like download the book. I've been listening to it today. Since I don't work tomorrow and the family's gone, I'm gonna come down here, clean the basement, and listen to this fucking audiobook. It's good though, the show. I recommend it. It's one of those things where it's like I recommend it, but it's like I don't really want to recommend it to my white friends because like there's some shit that be going down. You're like, oh my god, like it's like, hey, no, I'm not trying to put white guilt on you or nothing. I'm just saying, like, because shit, it happened. Like, don't be ashamed. It happened. All right, I mean, shit, we had crack in the 80s. We admit it. We accept it. But we didn't put the crack in the black neighborhoods. Reagan did. But but we still smoked it. So we own up to it. Just
I was
like
trying to explain some of this stuff today, actually, because
like crack.
no, it was asking, she was asking me like why. In particular, she was like, "Why does Everlast post certain stuff like this?" And I was like, "Because he's old and he'd be thinking deep thoughts, and I don't think he's proud of some of the things America has done." So he calls it out. He doesn't like make a big deal about it, but he'll just retweet something to make you think. Because a lot of our history is not what we were taught, and we're not always the good guys.
Someone, I think it was Joe Rogan I was listening to, they were talking about how, like a lot of video games, it's World War II video games. There's never really any World War I video games. It was like, well, because we weren't the good guys in that one. And it was like, we weren't? Like, okay. Like,
Even World War II, I was watching this documentary. Like a lot of it was like, well, it was Roosevelt, right? Was president.
for World War II, I think we had Truman.
One of them was like war hungry and was just like dying to get into the war. It was just waiting for
So
the chance.
Truman was at the end of it. So Roosevelt was.
I think it was Roosevelt.
yeah,
he was
Roosevelt
just
was-
like wanting a reason to get into it.
He probably called Japanese.
There was all
"Hey,
types
yo,
of stuff. Like
hit Pearl Harbor.
none of
It'll
the
be fine.
sides were 100% like good guys. Like all of them had like slightly ulterior motives for even joining.
They always
I think
do.
even America was like more so for Japan. But yeah, the documentary on World War II, like when you hear real stories, it's like, damn. I don't think anyone was good in all of this.
Yeah, I mean,
Some of the countries just liked the war. Some of the people like I said, I'm pretty sure it was like Roosevelt was just dying for a reason to get into the war.
I think too. It's like when you think about wars, like who's really good, who's really bad. It's subjective.
Well, it's like that Everlast song. It's about the war song, but he's like, "I want to know the man that kills me, and I don't know these men I killed." Something like that. And it's just like it's true. Like the soldiers, they don't even. You might be best friends with the person you shot if you knew them in real life. Like you're just having to represent your side for the leader, and he's representing his side for the leader. It's like, damn. When you really think about that thing, you don't even know the person that killed you, and you don't know who you're killing. You don't know them at all.
Yeah, a lot of that shit gets real touchy because you got people who are like, we're patriots. I'm a patriot. I fight for my country. It's like there was a guy I used to work with, and he was, I think he's in Germany now. Which I wish I could get a hold of him and find out like, so how's it, how is it over there? Because he was super like pro America. I've heard like some feedback from him about Germany, how much they love it over there. There's so many things I could say there, but he like really likes it there, and it's like, he was like super pro America. I was like, and that's not to say people can't change their opinions when they see things, but he was one of the kind of guys that were like, he's like always been like, look, I'm going to fight this war for our country. Do you know why you're fighting the war? Like,
Yeah, you're
no.
fighting it for the leaders.
Like, I'm being told to fight this war because I'm defending my
yeah,
soil.
and if you're in the military, you don't have a choice. So it's like, if you disagree with this particular conflict, you don't have a choice.
I mean, I think there's just also that whole thing though too. It's like you're fighting something. It's like not even because you have a choice to join. There are a lot of people that join the military thinking like.
Well, I think people like it's a purpose, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the quote in Fight Club.
Yeah,
that I
we
love.
don't have any great wars.
So it's like, it's just in history, it's true. Like, oh, I don't know. There's a better sense of purpose. It's like, oh, they're trying to conquer our land. We got to fight back. And then you have this sense of purpose. And now everything, really the way it is now, really there shouldn't be any wars of like how technology is. We could feed everyone if people would get along. But then there's this, I think it's human nature to be competitive and have some kind of thing you're striving for. And some people, it's like the corporate world, money. But others, it's like they want to fight. I think it's human nature to fight for something.
Well, that's
You got
why-
all these clans. You would like take over their land, and it's like, why do you need to take over their land?
That's one of the things with like we've talked about this in jiu-jitsu, where it's like kind of the idea of having a purpose. And it's like, and even my whole feeling with jiu-jitsu is like, I don't feel like jiu-jitsu is a purpose for me as much as it's like, I get to go and get frustrations out.
But yeah, that's why I think those sports is popular. It's almost like a way to do these. In the old days, would have been a war, but it's like a way to get this competition. You form a bond with your team.
Well, and honestly, a lot of soldiers who come back from combat, all right, combat's done, then they end up going into MMA, jiu-jitsu. Those are the primary two. You get some Muay Thai guys in there, but for them, they have always had that drive for like, I need a purpose. You have other guys that are just like, you'll have like, there's a guy that I trained with. He was a farmer. Just decided one day, he was in his 50s. I'm gonna try jiu-jitsu, and he got better as time went on. As a 56-year-old man, his fucking hands. My hand's not a little hand. His hand was like 2 times, maybe 3 times the size of my hand. And if he gets a grip of your lapel, just don't try to fight it. Just figure out something else, because you're not breaking his grip. His hands were massive and strong, and it was like crazy. But you have people that, like my class today. Holiday, so we have more people in there. We have 4 black belts in class today, which I've never been in a class with 4 black belts. Like, I didn't know how to act. I was like, oh my God, like 4 black belts? Like, and of course they pick, the blue belts to roll with. It's like, I feel like the pretty girl at the dance. I was not. I was just getting mauled. We had 4 black belts, a brown belt, 3 purple belts, and a couple blue belts, which is where I am. And then a bunch of white belts that didn't show up. And, I'm looking at that collective group and like thinking about this now. And it's like, when you look at those people who've made it to black belt, one's a lawyer. The other one's like a rocket scientist or some shit. The other one I think was like a mechanical engineer, which is our coach, I believe. He's an engineer. And then who was the other one? I don't know what the other black belt does. But you look at these guys and they're tough. They can, beat anyone's ass. But then you look at what their occupations are. And it's like, an occupation of like just slow, like dread and decline. It's like, ugh. You wake up in the morning going to these fucking shitty jobs. You show up to class and you aren't trying to hurt people, but you're getting that physical thing out of your system where you're like, you're just getting it out, like that angst.
It makes something I thought about recently is some YouTube guy I see, but he like tries to inspire people. He's always like telling people like, you don't ever want to be comfortable. You always want to like get all your dreams, and you want to constantly be challenging yourself.
Does it not have a smell?
But the thing with that, no, it doesn't.
Is that water? Did somebody put water in my fucking vodka bottle?
You gotta taste. That does not smell like vodka. Vodka burns your freaking nose. But
yeah, go ahead.
The thing with that is like, maybe not everyone wants to do something great. Like,
smell it.
Some people want to, some people just like to freaking live an aggressive, life of like they bust chills and play video games. And it's like, is that a failure of life? Like, some people, I guess, think of like life as you need to do all you can while you're alive, of making a name for yourself. And some people like it's legacy. Some people it's like, but some people it's like just a big deal to be like a dad. Some people it's like, or like the pleasure seekers, I guess. In the end, we all die, so what's it really matter?
So I had a friend message me today, and they were talking about how they feel like they're going through a midlife crisis. I want to say they're 36, going on 37 maybe. And they shoot me a message and say, they feel like, they're just going through this thing in their mind about purpose. And I go through that sometimes with work. Like, the work that I do is like, what purpose is it serving? I don't feel like my work is helping anyone. I feel like my work is actually stealing from
in
people.
In the day of capitalism, most work doesn't do anything for, like, the advancement of people. Like, say you work for a retail company and your
Yeah.
job is sales. Like
Yeah.
you're selling what? I mean, just say you're selling t-shirts.
Yeah.
It's not a need. It's not helping society. But yeah, I mean, it's just you. Capitalism has made it so we have to have a job. It's almost a way to control people.
So
We have to have a job to function in society. We have to contribute something.
So I always say that about money. I don't care about money. I only care about money because society makes me care about money. But one of the things I was talking about with like coworkers, it was like, yeah, I was texting with a friend. We were talking about like Christmas parties. And I was like, look, I don't like the people at work. They know this. I explained to one person, I'm only here because of capitalism. I'm not here because I want to be y'all's friends. I'm just at this place because I got a mortgage. That's all. Fuck you guys. Like, and he was like, I respect that. Like, you didn't hold back. I was like, I'm a little drunk. But but the thing is, it's just that. It's like, we go to these jobs for what? It's like when I think about the stuff that I buy, it's like, okay. And I've been trying to be more mindful about the things that I buy because it's like, okay, I buy these action figures because I like them. This is what I want. This is my childhood. The equipment for recording a podcast. I like doing this. This is fun. What else do I buy? That's really it. I buy pastries because they're delicious. But otherwise, it's like, because I used to be in the habit of like, I'm buying shit like, oh, I got to buy this because, I want other people to see me
Wait,
with this.
well, most people decorate and buy their house really in the thought in their head of what other people are going to think of them.
Yeah.
Same with like when people buy a Mercedes or a BMW, most of the time it's not for the car because, well, I mean, the high end Mercedes, they're fast cars. You got the money for it. It's a fun car. But if you're buying like the low end Mercedes and BMW, you're buying it for the name, for what other people are going to think of you. Like, oh, damn, he's got a BMW.
Oh, yeah, you got a BMW. Cool. Look at this guy.
Because that's really what you're buying it for. There's no way you're buying it because that was the best car for the money.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the best car on the lot. There are better cars, especially for what you're paying. But I don't know. It's like when I think about, at the end of the day, what we're doing, I always just feel like, It's like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, why am I even going to go do any of this dumb shit today? And then there are days where I wake up and I'm super motivated. I'm like excited. But it's not that I'm excited because I'm going to do some shit. Because again, I feel like my job, I'm not helping nobody. I'm just stealing money from people. And I genuinely feel that in my heart. Like when I have people come in looking for space, I will tell them straight up. Like, these are all the pitfalls you have to look out for. Plain and simple.
Yeah, so I mean, it's strange. Like some people, like I said, they want to live for legacy is important, and then some people keep talking about like you got to put in all this work to make your goals. You got to put in all this work. Like, well, do you want to spend your whole life working for your goals? What is your goal?
Yeah, like where's that end?
So it's like, and then there's the pleasure seeker people. Like they just busting chill. They do as minimum as they can, do the most fun things they can. Or the hippie people, like the surfer dude that freaking lives on the beach and just enjoys nature and works probably at, a pizza spot to just pay rent. But then that dude's happy as hell.
Yeah.
But then he didn't accomplish anything technically in his life,
So Clarence in True Romance, he lived above a comic book shop. He made just enough money to pay his rent. That was it. And he was happy with that. And that's the thing is like, that's not for everyone, for sure. But it is one of those things where it's like, if only, if only we're just doing things. But everyone's made happy by a different thing. Because again, like you said,
humans are competitive. So a lot of people are motivated by having more stuff than the next person to have their fake Facebook pictures look like they're having a better life, even though.
So that's the thing with jiu-jitsu.
So I do think, and I've said this multiple times on here, if I was super rich, I would still not want to do like the best of everything because I think I'd get super bored of everything.
Well, like having a bunch of money, winning the lottery, we'll say that, is like playing a video game on easy because you can do everything you want.
And by the way, a funny way if I play Madden, I like to do the fantasy draft without picking anyone. Whoever I'm stuck with, and then I make a rookie. Like, you know, you do the create a player.
Yeah.
I no longer create a player. I just draft a player and then change his name to mine. So if he's a 65 overall, my quarterback's a 65 overall. But I have more fun playing that way than having like a super team that I win the games, 80 to nothing. I hate that. I don't want to play the game anymore if it's 80 to nothing.
So I had the conversation with a friend as well on Instagram about jiu-jitsu specifically, because everybody posts all their victories. There's two people that I know that post their losses. They post their wins too, but they post when they lose as well. And I appreciate the fuck out of that, because there's this picture that's painted of everyone's doing everything perfect, everybody's winning. Oh, I'm so great at this. But then it's like when you don't win, it's like, hey, so where were you? Yeah, I didn't win. I didn't want to talk about it. And there's nothing wrong with, like, if you lost, you don't want to talk about it. But I feel like there is this weird transparency to it, where you're like, okay, you a big talk when you win, rightfully so. But then when you can't muster, the victory, suddenly you're shy. Now that is part of mental health though as well, but I don't know. There's just this weird thing about it where, look, you win, you want to talk about it. Sure, everybody wants to talk about when they win. It's like I also feel like, I mean, you know me, it's like if I lose, like fantasy football, yeah, I don't want to look at the score because I know I'm losing, but I know I'm losing, and it's cool, it's fine. That's not the end of the world. But I'm very open about like my failures, my losses. I'm not proud of it.
But yeah, it's we're touching all types of things. We get deep here.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
we go
what's the
deep,
meaning
son.
of life? Like, are you trying to get as much material things as you want? Because that's some success. Is I want to make as much money as I can, and I'm telling you, like, I've got to go on a lot of trips. My funnest trips are always the worst hotel rooms and the worst staying conditions, because then you're forced to like interact with each other, or it's like simple like, oh, let's crush this, let's take shots and have fun. Whereas you have this super comfortable room, then it's like, oh, I have a TV in every room and let's watch TV or something.
But that's the thing, is like, why go on a trip then? If you're you have all the amenities.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable not being super comfortable in terms of traveling.
Oh, I was gonna say, then you should come do jiu-jitsu, because guess what? We're all uncomfortable, and it's.
I need some more wine.
I got you, son.
What did you pour in your glass?
Some vodka, some this, and then some wine.
It looks like water.
That vodka
The
smelled
vodka
like water.
smelled like water. It's gluten free. Maybe that's why. Because vodka got a terrible smell.
Yeah, I cracked that bottle. I was like, yo, I don't smell nothing, yo. Once I poured it in the glass.
Get a taste of that.
I mean, it's for sure vodka, because once I poured it, I was like, oh, that's vodka.
All this talk, though, is why I love Fight Club so much. Is there's so many good quotes from that. Even though I feel like I've seen interviews with the author, and I don't feel like that was his true intention.
No.
He, like, lucked into saying some really insightful things. And then he wrote Fight Club 2, made a graphic novel, and ruined it.
I actually enjoyed Fight Club early on. I've actually come to dislike Fight Club now, but it's mostly because people go on Instagram and try to use these quotes and act like, basically trying to be like these life coaches and these motivational speakers using face.
It had no taste, but goddamn.
Yeah.
There's a rubbing alcohol taste, I know.
But they try to hit you with all these like things of like trying to explain to you, what life is really about. And life is about what you want it to be about.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like,
there's no,
like, for me to say, like, if I have a daughter, and I love my kid. I'm very proud of everything she does. She cracks me up. She's the funniest little kid. She's hilarious, especially when she says, "Oh fuck." That shit's funny to me. Might sound like bad parenting, but it's great.
yeah. Some people like a simple life. Like,
Yeah.
my mom has no desire to be like famous, do some, like, she just likes her little hobbies, her dogs. That's that. And then that
She
pirate
and my
show
wife are similar in that way.
That pirate show I really liked. One of the Pirates. He was ended up being my favorite character. He's kind of like at first seems like the wimpiest at first, but he's the smartest. But his big thing is he wants a legacy. He wants people when he's dead to just talk about him. But then again, you're gonna be dead. You don't.
Yeah.
What does that do?
So there's a movie,
Unless
Disney
you're in
movie
heaven,
called
you can-
Coco, where like the whole thing is like, after you die, where do you go? And it's like everybody's in this place where it's like, there's an afterlife and everybody's doing their thing. But what matters for that afterlife is people remembering you. As long as somebody remembers you, you continue to thrive on. But as the memory goes and nobody remembers you, you go. So something like that. I'm paraphrasing. My daughter watches a fucking bunch.
So damn,
and that's
Hitler's
what I do.
doing great in that one.
Hitler is like, Hitler is the shit right now in the afterlife. Like, he's like, every time his name is said, he's like, there it is again. It's like, they love my mustache.
Jesus doing well.
Jesus, Michael Jackson, R. Kelly. Wait, he's still alive, right?
Yo, when I was doing this list, well, Bay at first was like wanting to write Eminem. And I was like, I don't like Eminem. I don't want to compare him with anyone. And she's like, R. Kelly? I was like, R. Kelly was not a rapper. And he like peed on like some young girl, I believe. And
No, he
she's like,
peed
"He
on a
did?"
girl and he kidnapped people. He's a horrible human, dude.
Like,
But people be showing up to the fucking courthouse, like talking about free R. Kelly. Y'all some dumb hoes.
I mean, it's the same with, they're all types of people. The celebrity, I mean, Chris Brown beat up Rihanna, but then he's still really good looking and really good at dancing and really good entertainer. There's a lot of girls that like, oh, we know firsthand the Ray Rice incident.
Yeah.
That shit happened. Like, yo, that's my baby.
Yo, these hoes out there talking
That's
about
my
free
baby.
Ray Rice, yo. Like, yo, this motherfucker just knocked a woman out in the elevator. Like, not even, like, you like two-pieced her.
Yo, I remember right when that happened, we had quite a few people we know personally were like supporting, like, yo, that's my baby. We gotta get him back.
Yo,
He's so cute.
Yo, we're in a really goofy world, yo. Like, this world is so wild, yo. It's like just dumb shit. Like,
Oh, and I didn't get to my movies, but I just wanted to
yeah.
I just wanted to mention Licorice Pizza though, because the woman in the movie is 25, the dude is 15.
Oh, trust me,
we
I'm
switched
aware.
that shit. That ain't flying.
Oh, trust me,
But it
I'm
makes
aware.
it okay.
That's why, like, when you mentioned it, I was like, I don't want to talk about that movie.
That's all I was gonna say
I knew
about that.
about it. and
That's all I was
like,
gonna say
I
about
thought it
that.
was dumb, but you watched.
It was a good movie though.
I'm sure it was because statutory rape's good.
I had one movie I'm gonna get to, but I forgot one other movie I wanted to mention. Did you see the holiday special of Guardians of the Galaxy? It was
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah, it was funny. I didn't hate it at all. I think
It was obviously a cheesy Christmas
Yeah.
type thing, but it was funny how they did the whole Kevin Bacon thing.
yeah that.
Batista was funny as hell in it. And
So I don't know if you've seen the trailer for the new Guardians where like
I haven't seen it.
they land on a planet and there's like a little kid and they roll the ball to Drax. He picks it up and just fucking pelts the kid with the ball. I don't know why, but like seeing a little kid get hit with a dodgeball and then they fall over, I think it's the sound, that dodgeball sound, because part of the one of the games with the kids we play jiu-jitsu, like for the coaching the
missed
kids,
that.
we play dodgeball. We hit the shit out of those kids because that's part of life. Fuck banning
It's like
dodgeball.
it was Dumb and Dumber when the dude got hit by the snowball, and he throws the snowball back at the girl. I mean, it's like as hard as he can, 3 feet away. It's so funny.
She shouldn't have stepped
Harry's
into the arena.
giggling. But yeah, I thought that was entertaining, silly, little. I mean, it was cool for Christmas. So yeah, the movie I watched, it was actually last night, Quiet Place Part 2. It was a great movie. I feel like it's kind of similar, obviously, to the first one. So it implies we don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe there's gonna be a third one.
Oh, there's gonna be a third and fourth.
Yeah,
there's
so-
a prequel coming.
It sounds
and
like
then
they
there's,
know they
another
got a
after.
little method that can maybe use, but we don't know who even heard it. But I liked I don't know his name, but you'll probably know it. The
John Krasinski.
not him. The Peaky Blinders guy.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah,
Everything I've seen, he's good.
grown on me.
And I've seen a few Peaky Blinders episodes, and it's really really good. I'm just like I just don't have the time to get
Hey,
through the
but
series.
have you watched Sopranos?
He's in that?
No, but but I need you to watch
Yeah,
Sopranos.
he looked creepy as hell as the what was the character in Batman?
Scarecrow. Yeah.
His face just looked weird. But
So
that dude's a
no,
good
he's going to
actor.
be in Oppenheimer. This summer, like Oppenheimer, who basically they created the fucking atom bomb.
Oh, I think I did see a preview for that.
It looks so good, dude. I can't wait, dude. I
There
think
was some
they
the
went to the
last
theater.
the
for
last
that.
theater movies that I've seen, the previews for what's coming. There's some good things coming out.
It's like I don't do
Finally.
the theater a lot, but I feel like I'm gonna do the theater a lot more this coming
That
year.
looked good. The Mario movie, I definitely want to see.
So I think we're gonna
That
do
looks
We're
hilarious.
gonna do a family trip for that because we were just talking with my cousin and their kids. It was like, why don't we get the kids all together and go do the Super Mario Brother movie? So we'll probably do that.
They're doing a
we'll do
Indiana Jones.
I'm probably gonna wait for Disney Plus for that.
Like I was just thinking, how old is Harrison?
70s. Like,
He gonna be still having rocks chasing him?
so
He
what's
might
funny
break a hip.
about that is like they've been talking about that for years, and then it got silent. And we thought, it's not gonna happen.
They made Top Gun work, so I feel like it's
Yeah, but Tom
possible.
Cruise is a vampire. So.
Yeah. And he was flying a jet, so he didn't need to be.
Yeah. There's the Spider-Man animated across the Spider-Verse. I think we're going to do that as a family trip as well.
The Ant-Man looked good.
Ant-Man. So I said something to Sarah about this, and she was like, "That's not true." I was like, "So you go to all the like Marvel trilogies, and in the third one, something tragic has happened. Something's lost." And I told her, I was like, someone's got to die in this movie because you're introducing a new big bad. So you got to kill a major character to make him legitimate. And she was like, no, they're not going to kill Ant-Man. I was like, they better kill Ant-Man. They're not. They'll probably kill Kate from Boss.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She cut her hair. She needs to go.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
she's got to go. She's a cutie pie, though.
oh, and Lost is
Oh
ridiculous.
my god, dude! She was, dude. It was like for the most part, I tuned in to Lost for her.
I feel like any guy who was watching that show was like in love with. Like,
Yeah, she was a cutie pie, and she did her own makeup for the show. She was like, "Fuck you guys, I'm doing it myself, save some money." Like I like Claire though too. After she wasn't pregnant, I don't got a pregnancy fetish. Like pregnant chicks be weird as shit, son. They're like all fat and shit.
yeah, it's funny how that's a fetish.
Yeah,
Is it because you can finish and
just
don't care?
bust loads?
Yeah.
I don't. No, I don't think that's it. Because now you're just shooting loads at the baby, just hitting them in the eye.
I always thought that was the reason for it.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't have a fetish
There's
for
no
fucking pregnant
consequence.
chicks. I mean, there's no consequence if you fuck them in the butt too. So I mean, like,
Well, that's a thing too.
I mean, well, I guess maybe it's a thing. I don't fucking know. Like, I just genuinely don't know. But no, she was cute. The pregnant chick was cute after she wasn't pregnant. I like Sun. She was cute. Like I like Korean
Oh yeah,
chicks.
she was.
She was really pretty. It's like I don't like Asian women. Like
that was a very
but they're
good.
pretty women. But I don't like them. It's like if I saw like if Sun came to me and was like, Dante, I love you. I'm like, that's cool. You're cute. We can be friends.
And then, I mean, her husband was like considered one of the most good-looking.
He was a
Asian
good-looking
dudes.
guy. He was handsome. He's handsome as fuck.
So yeah, that
That's
like
actually a
was
beautiful
unreal.
cast.
Yeah, besides
Like-
Hurley.
Like, Hurley was a fat cutie. There's some chubby chasers out there. You know, he was a cutie pie.
He had nice hair.
Yeah. I mean,
Dominic
some-
got that little punk rock British guy look. I'm
Yeah,
sure he
like
did
the
good.
accent worked.
Oh,
for him.
yeah, I'm sure he did good.
Like in season 4 when they brought on like those like the one chick who had a British accent. She didn't last long. She died, but she had that British accent. I was like, damn girl, hold on, let me jerk off real quick to your voice. But that's probably why we like talking to so many like Brits now because they got that accent. They're like, yeah, talk more to me. Like, dude, I'm a guy. Yeah, I know it's a little weird, but I don't know. I'm just trying to get my rocks, son. But yeah, that was a beautiful cast of people. Like, fucking weird. But I guess they knew what they were doing. They're like, look, we don't really have a story. So just put pretty
Yeah,
people on camera.
laws definitely seem to me like they made it up as they went.
So they were doing that. Well, so they were kind of they had a, so what it was is that they had a beginning, a middle, and an end. So they had things that they wanted to happen, and then there was a lot of shit that they just went off fan theories. So they'd be in the forums as fans would make theories. They're like, so the big thing was like everyone was like, oh, they're in the snow globe. So at the end of season 2, Desmond's talk was like, we're in a snow globe. Like that was a direct comment from the forums. There was another thing they did that was a direct thing from forums. And it's like, oh, okay, they're fucking with people now. Like half the shit isn't gonna even matter. And then so many people got me. It's like, well, Walt was special. Why was he special? Like, they did that to fuck with you. Nobody fucking cares about Walt. Like Walt left the show when he was 10. Walt is 42. Like, y'all can't keep doing this with Walt. Now, he a grown-ass man. The show lasts for 6 years. Like, he got hair on his nuts now. Y'all can't have him on the show no more.
Yeah, his age difference was funny as hell.
I mean, but they handled it in a good way where they're like, okay, we're going to jump, like, time. So,
But yeah, Quiet Place. I felt like, by the way, it was like kind of like it's entertaining, but yeah, it's kind of like the first one. It's a continuation. Yeah. I think it does a decent job of setting up for follow up.
There is a follow up and a prequel coming.
See, I was a little confused because I didn't exactly. It's been a while since I seen the first one, and I mean I knew sort of the premise, but I forgot that the one dude died. So I was like confused because this movie sort of went to the before that at first and then went back to present time. So I was like confused, like what? Just mentioning another movie real quick I saw was Glass Onion, which is a Netflix movie, and it was like a murder mystery type movie, but it was fun.
Did you see the first one?
Yeah. Well, I think I did. It was the first one. The
Knives Out.
Okay. No, I didn't see that. I thought it was the Mediterranean movie.
Nah, no.
When I heard it was a sequel.
Yeah, Knives Out was the first one. Dude, it's so good. You gotta go check it out.
So this had a crazy crash. It was kind of funny of Daniel Craig talking in a southern accent. Like,
yo, why is Juice American. Not available anywhere? I can't buy it nowhere.
I have it on DVD.
Well, I feel like you loaned it to me and I made a copy. I think I have a copy of it, but I'm lazy. I'm not trying to fucking mess around. So I'm not trying to mess with digital or physical media, but I saw a video on Instagram from somebody on Friday, ironically enough, talking about physical media and why it's still important. Because they were kind of talking about Kevin Smith and how he taps into his fan base in physical media specifically. Fast forward to me coming home, and even though the power came back on later at night, we didn't have internet, so I didn't have anything to stream. I was like, this is why physical media is still important. Because if you don't have your streaming options, I still have books upon books upon books upon books of DVDs, like movies, TV shows, and everything. So, what did I watch? White Chicks the other night? So good, yo. Such a good movie.
I really miss the days of just buying CDs. Like, I still can, obviously, but there really isn't a huge point because honestly I don't have a CD player anywhere. Yeah, cars don't even have CD players anymore. New cars. It was funny. I saw an interview recently with I think you know who he is. Benny Paz, the dude from Jedi Mind Tricks. We saw him live, right? You were with me, right?
Yeah, he opened.
He's an interesting guy.
For Everlast.
Oh, it's Everlast.
Yeah, it was Everlast show.
He's an interesting guy because he's done well as an underground rapper, but like I don't think he particularly likes touring. He said, like he's doing his last tour forever, like, and he's just like he's announced like people are always like, no, come to this city, and I saw him like, I just wrote, this is my last tour. These are the dates I'm coming to. I hope you can make it, but I'm not coming anywhere else. So it's like
he's not wrong.
Yeah, like, sorry, but no, I'm not coming.
Sorry, not sorry.
But and I think he said like he's toured most of his life since he was like early 20s, and he was like you think it's all like glitz and fame, like no, you're traveling on airplanes and buses the whole time, and he was like to get by I would drink and I would have fun, but then the alcohol I get carried away with it. It's too much. Whatever. But he explains all that. But he was just talking about he still uses his old iPods, and he was like, people might diss me like I'm being old school of this, but I'm actually like one of the few old rappers that listen to new music. I listen to the new rappers. I just put it on my iPod. He buys it or whatever, buys the CD, then puts it on his iPod. And he was just like,
I gotta piss. Really bad. All right, my bad. Continue your story.
so yeah, Vinny Piaz likes using the old original iPod. But he was explaining like, everyone's like, you use this streaming service. And he was like, but I have all these super rare mixtapes and rare things that's what I like to listen to. And he was like, show me that they're on the streaming service, I'll buy the streaming service. And I do remember the days of Napster of like, I used to have some really rare stuff and like, not even super rare stuff, but there's some like songs that never made it to any streaming services that I really like.
There's some things that, I downloaded that I don't hear on streaming. But then someone brought up a point on TikTok. There's a Color Me Bad song. So their big hit was I Want to Sex You Up. But there's a remix version of that song that was so much tighter than the version that we got on the radio. And the guy kept playing, like the stars, like he's going through all these different starts of it. And it's like, nope, it's not this one, it's not this one. And then the one part kicks in. I have, it was on the single. And I went to a streaming, what do I use? Amazon Music, I think. Yeah, I went through that, and I was like, nope, you can't find it on there. Like, you can't even find the single that it's on there. Because, like, a lot of Mariah Carey single, you can find them on streaming and then listen to what was on that disc. But this one specifically, you can't find. I was like, yo, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Even, like, from what I heard, like, with Dogma, Kevin Smith's Dogma, there's like it's hard to find streaming apparently. I haven't checked yet, but I did go to Amazon because I heard that like also finding the DVD was hard.
Yeah, there's certain movies that were like not necessarily mainstream hits, but like at least a big following, and like you can't download them anywhere.
Yeah, I just typed in Dogma on Prime Video. Nothing like all of Kevin Smith's other movies come up. But Dogma's not available. Also, another Kevin Smith movie that a lot of people aren't aware of. He had a horror movie called Red State. Can't find it anywhere. Can't even buy the disc anywhere.
Yeah, I always heard of this movie over the years, State of Grace, which is like an Irish mafia movie. And I think it starred Sean Penn. I've never seen it available. I've never seen State of Grace available, but I've heard it in so many different rap songs. And it sounds like, and Sean Penn usually makes pretty good movies, for the most part.
Yeah, as soon you saw me look up.
He was just, what did I just watch him in? Was he? No, he wasn't in.
I don't know. But hey, man.
I just saw Sean Penn in something. He was pretty good.
We are fast approaching 3 hours.
Let's go.
So let's go ahead and wrap up.
We did a lot of shit.
Yeah. Like that
Christmas,
board.
Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa, y'all. Like night one, Unity. Don't ask me
So
about
is
like
this 85?
the rest of it. Maybe.
Or is this 86?
It might be 86. Dude,
I just famous 86.
I just be writing shit.
I always think of numbers, and I'm like, I don't know any 86s.
I don't know, 86 like looks?
Sports-wise.
Oh. Who's the famous number 86?
I don't know it.
Antonio Gates was 85.
Yeah, 86. No one used 86.
Nobody used 86. It was a bitch-ass number.
They're probably forgetting someone really important.
Dominic Wilkins is like, I was 86. Like, no, bitch, you're 32. Shut up.
There's not to be 80s in the NBA.
No.
That sound was hilarious. I wish I could sound like that.
Oh. Yo, why is Prime Video telling me, oh, yeah, you can get Red State right here, and you cannot? Can I get a blue? Oh, come on. Tell me I can buy this. Tell me I can buy for $100? No. I'm not buying that for $100. Eat a dick. $32. I'll buy it. I'll buy it for $32. Can I find it for? Oh, I found it for $11. I found it for $11. I'm a. Is this better be in English? Because you tell me it's in fucking French, I'm gonna be pissed. All
I
right.
found the greatest 86, so it's not even that impressive.
Who's that?
Heinz Ward.
Yeah, I mean, he's solid.
He's solid, but that's the greatest
I
86
think
of all
he's a
time.
Hall of Famer, maybe. All right, so hold on. This copy, let's see. This will not play on most DVD players sold in the U.S. Oh, you bitch. Yeah, I guess I can't get a copy of this movie. Let's see. What about that $32 version? Let's see here. Oh, this also won't play in the U.S. You cocksuckers. So, like, Dawn of the Dead, the original, cannot be bought here in the U.S. either. When Sarah and I did the episode on Dawn of the Dead, or zombies, I watched Dawn of the Dead on Facebook. Little known fact. All right, so let's get the fuck out of here.
Before we go, real quick, the best 86s. This is how bad 86. 86 might be the worst number I've ever seen.
89.
Buck Buchanan is the best 86 of all time. Some player who made it to the Pro Bowl 8 times.
You never heard of Buck Buchanan?
I've heard of him, but I couldn't tell you much about him.
Neither could I.
His last year was 1975.
Oh, I was close.
Then Heinz Ward, Stanley Morgan, Boyd Doyler. So if you want to take over the list of being the best at a number, 86 might be the way to go. You just got to beat
89 is pretty
Buck
trash,
Buchanan.
dude. 89 is trash.
No, 89's got a lot.
Who's 89? 89 is trash.
Well, Santana Moss was 89. Wait, no, 89's got a lot.
89 is
Hold
trash.
on, what?
89 is dog shit.
No, I feel like 89.
It's dog shit. Dude.
86 is bad.
86 is bad, but 89 is dog shit.
See,
Like-
if we had the producer. But I feel
Yeah, I
like
know.
89 is about to have a lot.
I feel like 89 is going to have two.
Steve Smith, Dave Robinson.
Trash. Trash.
Wait. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Still trash.
Oh,
Still
we got
trash.
a lot. Wait,
All
I
trash.
see a bunch loaded.
That's
Hold on.
trash.
Greatest players of 89.
Not the year
Mike
89.
Ditka,
Trash. He was a good coach.
Steve Smith.
Trash. He had a fucking little man complex.
Damn, a lot of these players, they don't even have links to. That's
Yeah,
rude.
they're trash. That's why.
Fred Dyer,
Okay.
Frank Wycheck,
Trash,
Mark
trash,
Bavaro,
Trash.
Nat Moore,
Oh,
Otis
cool.
Taylor,
Yeah, great. Love
Wes
him.
Chandler, Bob D.
My
All right.
favorite.
All right, 89.
Trash.
Maybe it's not so
89 is
bad.
trash, dude. 89 and 86 are trash.
I
feel like 87 is pretty trash too. Like I feel like 80s are trash. Like it's like when you look at football, it's like receivers usually wear 80s, at least like back in the day.
It was,
so like,
yeah.
like 80, 81, 82, 84, 88 were like the hot numbers. 85 can slide in there too. Like the rest of them, like just dog shit. It's like, oh, I'm wearing 83. Yeah, okay, you won't be on the team next year. Like I'm wearing 89. Oh, okay, slowpoke. Because Amani Toomer was talking about that when he wore 89. He was like, dude, I felt so slow wearing 89. And I switched to 81. It's a fact. All right, so yeah, we dragged that on for an extra 4 minutes.
You're welcome.
Bitches. All right, so as always, thank you for listening. Dude, if you made it this far, I owe you something. I said a t-shirt, but we ain't made one yet.
This box wine is beast. Come over and get a glass.
This box of wine is good as shit. Thank you. Like, oh my God, I'm going to be fucking cleaning tomorrow. Dude, I'm going to get fucked up midday. Like, Sarah and Sophie going to come home like, Dad, why is Dad laying on the floor butt naked? And they just need a box of wine. It's like Exhibit A. But yeah, if you made it this far, we owe you something. I don't know, a shout out, a t-shirt, a beer, something. But thank you, as always. We love you to death. We always appreciate the support. If y'all have any questions, concerns, criticisms, feel free to reach out to us. Well, you can feel free to reach out, but we're probably not going to pay attention. You can find me at bjj.wiki on Instagram. Steve can be found at thor.bentley on Instagram. Collectively, we're at the Colompton Beer Club on Instagram, but we're probably just going to ignore it. Otherwise,
Send us likes. Love.
yeah, like,
Tell a friend.
I know. Go do some reviews on, like, iTunes. I think.
Nobody's reviewed more beers than we have in this amount of time. I can almost guarantee that.
I don't know if that's a good thing. This sounds like a problem, though. It sounds like a drinking problem.
But at least we're number one. Like, remember we were talking about
All right,
ambition?
Trump.
Like when we die, our legacy, like Steve and Dante reviewed a lot of beers in a very short amount of time,
Yeah, it sounds like a drinking
and
problem,
they
but
provided a lot of episodes of entertainment.
I would hope.
It might be online forever.
No, I mean, dude, trust me. Anything hits the internet, it's on there forever. Trust me, I got some dick pics out there that I wish I could take back, but guess what?
Wearing
Grandma's
good
seen them now.
hangers. Grandma's home.
Oh well, that's the news. But yeah,
That's the news. Sound like a weatherman. That's the news today.
but yeah. Otherwise, thanks for the support. We appreciate y'all. Reach out to us. Give us some beer suggestions, and maybe Steve can find them. If not, then maybe you need to pick a better beer. Have you like tried to find that beer that Manuel suggested? I feel like we owe it to him.
Yeah, let me.
Like,
I need to write it down next time I go.
oh, that's pretty shitty that you didn't even have it written down. You should have it on a fucking business card, dick. Well, like that shows how much you care. Yeah,
Well, you should see the process of when I go there.
I just feel like it's not that hard of a process.
Because
Just
now
buy some
Bea
beer.
helps, and she suggests.
That's probably why it's more
no,
difficult.
no, but she'll
Like-
be like, "This is." She'll pull up the can. If it's a big one, that's already got my interest. And I'm like, "How much is it?" Oh, now next one. Is it above 8%? Oh, yep, get that one.
I mean, I just feel like
She'll be like 4%. Nah.
there's a lady, there's a female politician recently that said women shouldn't be voting.
She'll be like, "This one's $8."
I also say that women shouldn't be helping to pick beers. Women shouldn't be allowed to vote.
She picked
And-
all these,
Oh, well, good for her.
sort of. I mean, I give the okay.
Asterisk.
When I hear 8% and like big can and it's a certain price, I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, okay. Either way, suggest some beers. Keep listening. And just be cool. Be nice to each
Be
other.
cool.
Be nice to each other. Be friendly.
Whatever your life ambitions are.
Yeah, something like that.
You want to just bust chills, bust chills.
Please do.
If you want to conquer the world, conquer the world. If you want to make a bunch of money so you can buy a car to show off on Facebook, do it.
Because you have a little dick. That's all right. Like, show off. I mean, but we're going to know. If you got like a Bentley, we're going to know that guy has a little dick. It's okay, though, if you got a little dick. Because it's not about the size. It's about the motion of the ocean. Trust me, I know. So, otherwise,
Tornado.
yeah, got to hit that tornado action, son. Like, damn. Like, no, think about it. Damn, my wife's at work tonight. Damn. All right, well, whatever. I got a bed. I got pillows. All right, y'all. We
And
out
the
of
window's
here.
about to be open.
Nah, it's fucking cold as shit, son. But just turn the fan on.
Peace
Fuck
be
that.
with you. Oh, wait. No, that's not
that's
my
not
line.
it, you dumb fuck.
Good soup.
Bye, bitches.